online without me.
Oh, that's nice.
This is what happened this afternoon. Because I moved my desk. I've been moving things around, and I guess I turned it on at some point. So it just has it's a lovely shot of my desktop, and I mean, thankfully, my desktop. God knows what I was talking about. So I'm probably talking to myself, singing,
I,
singing a little
I
ditty.
re I replayed our first uh, new format,
Right.
Damn Dirty Abes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
And it's so fun hearing Jane and
And
Baz scream.
screaming in the background. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so true. All right, I'm gonna look down for a second to make sure I've got everything going here. How's that camera position? Should it be down? If I could put it there, I
I
don't
feel
know.
like it's good.
Yeah, okay.
It's up to you. I
All
mean,
right, say hi to everybody. I'm gonna go check, make sure
uh,
everything's working.
hello, everyone. Should I do the podcast intro?
Oh yeah, if you want to, yeah, why not?
Okay, so we'll go.
Do we have one?
We'll see.
Oh, okay. All right.
Welcome, everybody, to Damn Dirty Abes, the show where we uh, talk about all of the world's problems through the lens that everything is the fault of people who can walk,
Yeah, that's true.
slash Abes. True.
Yeah,
Think about it. Just think about it. They have a lot of ability to get into shenanigans. Uh,
they're basically it's all our fault, as you're saying, and I'm here representing. I'm representing
true.
for the Abes as the idiot who's responsible for all of this nonsense in the world, right?
If you saw any of those old uh, World War II videos where it's like, oh no, Corporal Doofus is doing.
Fumbles McStupid. It's Doctor Fumbles McStupid. All right, I think I've got everything. Is that? Can I see? Can I see our? Ooh, this is my favorite part. Is the restream chat where you can see everybody. Let's
Oh,
see.
that's the sweet part.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's. I wish. How do I share that with you?
I'm
Uh,
not worried about it.
Jack Jasper's in love with your Grogu. By the way, I don't.
Thanks.
Which one of the
Which
thousands
one?
of
Yeah.
Grogu? So sorry, I interrupted your introduction. So we're
No,
live.
that was it.
I think we're live. Uh, we're talking tech. We're talking disability rights. We're just talking. We seem to go. We seem to
Politics.
be doing a lot of politics recently, which is just
Well,
not my forte
everything
at all.
does come back to politics
It does
if you
now.
think about it.
Right now, it
Even
does.
science now,
Yeah.
right? Because you look at some of our friends that we happen to know
Hmm.
are not able to do their life-saving research
Hmm.
because, duh. So,
It's so bizarre. It's just
yes.
well, we got a friend who, if he got a job in the States, would be arrested for impersonating a female if he tried to cross.
Oh, really?
Right? It's because his passport. I guess his passport says he's a he, but he was previously a she, and there's all sorts of. I mean, how weird is it that in this day and
It's
age people are
awful.
scared to move, scared to go. I've got okay, get this. I've got a female black professor friend who is not going to a conference because she's like, there is no freaking way as a black woman scientist
Yeah.
who does obviously talk about diversity and equity and such. There's no way she's going down there. I'm like, oh my god, what is this weird post-apocalyptic world we living in?
Right. We probably will talk quite often about DEI,
Mm,
the A being accessibility,
mm,
a lot. We're just going to talk about the world, what's going on, whatever catches our fancy, like the science, but without we're going to
mm.
get deep in this stuff so I can yell at people. That's what's
Well,
helping
yeah.
me here.
Last time you were literally like, who can I fight with? But
Yeah, and I
I'm
haven't
British.
found
I get very
anybody.
nervous about fighting and stuff. We just like we're just quietly resentful, generally.
Listen, man, you guys took the Blitz like champs.
He took the.
I don't know.
We're responsible. Talk about Abes. It's the UK Abes. We're
Yeah,
definitely. We should say hello to some people. Who we got here? We got Jack Jasper, of course. Hello, Jack.
Jack.
Paranoid Badger. Hi again. Oh, I guess did people tune in for my miscast, as we call it? I
No, what was?
I just basically went live without really knowing I was live.
Oh,
Um,
earlier, yeah.
Chaos Surveyor says it's an evening legends. I'm assuming referring to we're
Ooh,
legends. You know.
we're the legends.
Yeah. Just hang on one second. I'm gonna. Just letting the family know that I'm streaming. I
Okay.
failed to tell them I was doing that. So yeah.
Did Jane say, "Shut up, I'm talking"?
Yeah, probably. All
Okay.
right, who we got? Hey, Acadia is here. Hello to you. Meffy Miller. Hello, my dude.
Oh, Meffy.
Hello, my dude.
She sounds like she should be on the tape.
Did you
with like a scarf.
Digi Brat's here? Yeah.
Digi Brat?
Jimmy Zeet. Why did I get kicked out? I didn't even comment.
Yeah.
I believe me. We don't do a lot of booting of people out of here. So
no.
Yeah. If it it was a tease. Yeah, there you go. It was a tease. That's exactly what it is. How are you, Cal? Is Cal here?
We really want to know,
Joe Fly.
Like, if you have awful, horrible, stupid ideas, we want to know why and really get to know you.
Because Lance is itching for a fight. That's why.
The guy that I thought I was going to bring in for a fight, he's an anarcho-communist, which is different than an anarcho-capitalist.
Right. So wait a sec. So he believes, or they believe in giving away all the money.
I wouldn't mind speaking to him, but I'm not as fully prepared to destroy him because anarcho-cop.
Don't you mean to understand and
have
to dialogue
understand.
with? Isn't that
True.
What isn't this all about that? Oh my God, I am the snowflake now. How did that happen? Well, no, I guess I was always the Hollywood snowflake, right? Isn't that what they call any of us?
Oh, I was going to have to call you out on something you said last week.
What? What did I say?
Oh.
What?
You said we're friends because we're old. Or the same old. And I'm like, wait a minute.
We're the same old?
We're the same old.
Aren't we? What year were you born?
69.
Oh, crap. So you're a young un. I'm 68.
Oh, yeah.
68.
68 is not a cool number.
You're the same age. You're the same age as Jane. All the best people born in 69, it seems.
69.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, what a night. No, that's 63.
So you know what it was? Complaining that I was saying I was calling you 1 year older than you actually are?
No. I'm complaining because that's not why we're friends.
Wow. No,
you are like super smart. You made fun of me right back. And I super love that.
How did I make fun of you? What was it? What did I do? What did
I say? Well, I give you the business, right?
Oh, not
and you
at
just
all.
Give me the business
Jesus,
right
every
back.
Every time I go on social media, there's like you got something going.
I got something singer happening here.
I check in so rarely now. I'm like, oh God, what's he posted now?
Well, I have my AI trained. I said, boy, I'm feeling depressed today. I said, would you like me to come up with some zingers for David?
Right. At least it's not helping you. Here's a few ideas on how to kick it. Better zingers for Hewlett. How are you finding that? So what did you train it with?
Well, I'm just training it with all of my writing.
And then, sorry, I shouldn't say that. What platform are you using first off?
Oh, GPT 4.0.
Okay. And you're uploading it with a bunch of your own stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And then correcting it for, like, if it wants to just get right to work, I'm like, nope, sorry, that's not how we do it. We chat it up, then we do it.
Nothing is done efficiently.
No.
So there's some interesting stuff that came up recently. This is completely off the cuff here. Sorry. There's some stuff that came up recently where there was a podcast did you listen to the podcast that Elizabeth with a Z sent us?
No. Is that the email?
You are the
email?
worst podcast host.
I read the 1,000.
Oh yeah, I didn't read the 1,000. That's true. I didn't read the 1,000-page screed. That's true.
Okay.
But no, what they were talking about was they were saying how that basically all of these technologies, and specifically AI, everyone's like, oh my God, it's so great for disabilities. It's going to be amazing. But this is all tech people talking about how great it could be for disabilities, rather than the people who are actually have the disabilities. What's your take on that?
Well, we hate that, right? I mean, just you and I, you even learned before even you and I started hanging out because you hung out with Q and various other.
Q on here sometime. We should get Q to talk.
I would like to.
I want to hear about how all his food stuff's going.
I have a goal. If I could get Q to drop the F-bomb, my life would be complete.
How is that a goal? What is that? What?
I feel like Q's got to let it go.
Very well, Lance. I don't think you should be messing with that. I know his dad. His dad is a lovely, lovely man. Yeah.
Well, Q's got to be 30 something, right?
God, I guess so.
Is
Everyone
he
seems
in?
young to me. Everyone seems young to me.
Is he
Anyways,
in
go
Canada?
back to the thing. So yes,
Yeah.
I was fine. It's not for us without us, is the term, right? Isn't that?
Well, and the thing you said that I loved is 80% just means 80% trash, especially in
Well, when it comes to accessibility
when it
tech.
comes to accessibility, right? Because you can get it where it looks really neat. You
Mm,
can make it look neat on camera
mm,
because the guy can do a thing, but do you want to leave somebody with a disability with that as their only means of contacting help
right, right.
or doing a task?
Well, like
The answer is no.
I tell the Abes that you want to try 80-20 principle? Try using a mouse that only works 80% of the time.
Right.
You go nuts. You go freaking nuts.
And it's not even that it works. That means it works 80% of the time. No, 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 no. It's just 80% effective all the time. So you can almost
Right,
do
that's true.
something,
Oh,
but
that's
not quite.
see, that's even
Yeah.
worse. Yeah, your life sucks. It's true.
Yeah, it does, but it's fine. It's fine. I have other things to be bitter about, which is all I'm looking for.
That's right. Well, look,
A myriad.
I don't need a disability for that. I could just be, I could just
See,
be, brutally jaded without any of that stuff. So,
right. And that's where I really feel like we get along too.
mm.
Is I feel like you're a gimp in spirit, at the very least. Like when you
I'm
lay in
basically,
bed.
I mean, like intellectually, I'm disabled. It's
Yeah,
I get
okay,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I get it.
Or at least I could see you laying in bed for like 3 days.
Oh my God, in a second.
Yeah,
Every day
yeah,
I wish I could be laying in bed for 3 days.
yeah.
I mean, to your point about how I was saying we got along, my point, I guess, was just that I feel like it's much easier to talk and to get along with people who have a similar time reference, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah,
10 years
yeah.
younger, I'm always going to be the old guy. If I'm 10 years younger, then you're the old guy, and it's like, oh, shut up, old man. So
Right.
there's a tendency, there's a sort of a sweet spot, I think, for references that just makes the jokes easier, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Because I could say, hey, let's go to the strip club. And then we would both understand that that's way more trouble than it's worth.
That's
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just not going to happen.
I've
And
never been a fan of that. I
uh,
don't. I know I'm uptight, but I never. There was a power dynamic there. Actually, have you seen Honora, the movie Honora?
no, I haven't with that. No,
You
I
should watch
haven't.
it because it's about that. It's not this. I guess is it the sex trade? I guess it is the sex trade as well. But it's that culture, no, that business basically, and how this woman operates in that, and it's weirdly not sexy and also sexy, if
No,
that makes
I
sense.
imagine, yeah.
But it just, I thought it was a fascinating sort of insight into how it operates, because there's a power dynamic there that I was never comfortable with. You know, I always felt there's like people
Which
with the
power
money.
dynamic?
Well, I always felt like the guys with the money always felt like they were the ones in control, and the reality is it
Okay,
was always the women, and the women were constantly just, they were playing the guys. It was a
right.
whole, not in an evil way, like in the just that
No,
was the whole
just,
point. And
yeah, it makes sense.
it just felt very icky to me. So I'm afraid it wasn't, yeah.
When I first went into a strip club, I heard that sound from 2001, that da, 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 da,
That was
da,
that the dance number that was
bum,
on at the
bum,
time, or
bum,
what?
bum, bum, bum. It wasn't even really there. I said, what's playing? And they're like, Aerosmith. Like, whoa, this is weird. I'm hearing classical music. Dun, 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 dun,
Right.
dun, dun.
And
So,
right.
yeah,
But yours is
I
we
love
talked
it.
about this. Yours is a different dynamic though too, right?
Right. My dynamic was some of the girls, like
Mm,
let's say 30% of them would actually come talk to me
mm, mm,
and take my money
mm,
and give me hugs or whatever. So I was like,
mm.
wow, this is cool. So
And you
even,
weren't a
com-
threat.
right.
Well,
So
I guess, although it's not
completely,
just a threat, it's not just a threat physically, though, is it? I mean, I think there's the awkwardness of that. I mean, if you were going to be a total dick, then that's an unpleasantness that I also imagine there
yeah,
being.
but okay. If one of the three stooges moves,
Mm,
like say double eye poke,
mm.
is able to disarm your assailant or your
Right,
the
right,
masher, well
right.
then, I just don't, because they know, to turn my chair around and go, now You're going to stay there for a half hour until you straighten up. I think that kind of
They just put you in
takes
the
the
corner
thread
facing
out.
the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but I guess I just mean there's also just a social aspect of it that I just find very uncomfortable. I find all social. Frankly, I find all social things
I
uncomfortable. So.
didn't like the gross parts,
Mm.
like people staring at people's
Mm.
bits and pieces.
Mm.
I like faces a lot. I like prettiness, movement, that kind of stuff. Staring at their hoochie coochie was just disgusting.
Have you ever
I
been
look
to a
around.
male strip club?
I was, and those girls were insane.
Mm.
Boy, do I have a story about that.
Oh boy, is that
Ooh.
suitable for prime time, or are we
Ooh.
already nervous?
How many people we got?
I have no idea. How would I even check?
I don't know. Shouldn't it count up all the 3 places we're at?
Most of my friends are 55 plus, says Cal. That's us. You know that. Right?
Cal?
Yeah, Cal's talking about us.
Wait a minute. How old is she? She's not very old.
Chat settings, channels. Can I see? We're streaming.
We're streaming.
Oh boy, it's like 25 people and 5 people and 4. Oh, that might be chats though. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll wait till it loads up a little bit.
I probably scared everyone off because of the pre-stream.
The pre-stream, then the comeback.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's talk about awesome politics.
Oh god.
So speaking of Elizabeth with a Z, she sent me like a long paper, and one of the things was this story she had about being in college, and her college professor, I guess in computers, proposed to her, what if they stopped wasting money on ramps and elevators for the disabled and all that, if they would just take that money and put it into robo legs, well, then you'd solve the problem completely and there would be no problem in the future. Something like that. And she's like, what do you think of that? I was like, oh my God, my brain glitched out with like all the issues and problems. And so, wait, I'll ask you, what do you think, David? What would the problems be that comes to your mind?
Well, the problem with that is it feels like the thing that I learned was that every disability is entirely unique. So there's different needs for every single person. So a pair of legs. I mean, you had a spiffy new wheelchair that everyone was very excited about handing you over to you. You couldn't use it because it would break your freaking neck. I mean, I feel like there's this assumption that this is an engineering problem. And I think that while engineering is a part of the problem is not engineering. The problem is that we're not working with the people who like you need to design your solutions, or at least be a part of letting people. You need to know this. You can't build something without the specs, and the specs include the people who will be using them. So, and also, isn't it cheaper to have a fucking ramp than it is to have robotic legs for everybody?
I would say no. I mean, I think his argument was, does every place have to put in a ramp? There are people of the mistaken belief that everybody's house has to have a ramp, and that's not so. You only public spaces, but
look, it'd be great to have a ramp because it would make things easier, not just for people with disabilities, but a ramp would like, I mean, the only reason why we have stairs instead of ramps is because that's what people with legs built.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no
with
reason
your
why
equilibrium. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it could have just they could just be ramps. I mean, look, the classic one that I use for that is like someone designed the keyboard, but they designed it for a typewriter to slow people down so that they didn't jam up the mechanics of the typewriter. We're still using a keyboard that is not designed for humans. It's designed for the machine.
Right. And I think there's people are resistant to changing it back, even though it was a bad design on purpose, much like a space penis. Yeah. So anyways,
we've invested time in it, though. That's the thing, right? We've invested. People learned how to type. They don't want to learn how to type again, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, now it's A, B, C, D. I don't know.
Well, it seems like it's going to be voice.
Easier.
Voice is probably going to make the most.
Yeah, it's much better now than it was.
Do you use voice a lot on yours?
On my iPad.
Yeah.
Yep. And is it pretty good? And we're working on my computer now. Yeah, quite good.
So you've
I
basically
mean,
replaced your desktop with your iPad.
for now.
That's
Yeah.
that. My friend Vincenzo, who's the fabulous writer director guy, visions of the future and all. He's got rid of everything except the iPad. That's all he uses
Whoa.
for everything now. And he's doing little drawings every day and doing it's a tool that just makes sense, you know.
But he's got talent. I
Yeah.
need AI to fill in the places where I don't have
Well,
talent.
that most of us do.
So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. So I
well
wonder,
that
like,
okay, that's
yeah,
an
go ahead.
interesting question. So is AI a prosthetic?
I think so.
I do too.
I think it is a okay. For instance, but let's say we arm wrestling became the biggest sport in the universe,
Mm,
right? And then
that's
we,
me out.
so
Yeah.
some guy, right? So some guy comes back from Iraq or wherever. Now he's got a bionic arm, and he can rip the arms off of everybody. So
Right,
they,
right, right.
so they disqualify him, right? And then, and then we'll go, well, should you really be able to inject steroids? Because we're not really getting the, fair competition, quote unquote.
Mm,
And so they'll take all the steroids out, and then pretty soon you'll just have all the weakest people on earth
hmm.
are the champion arm wrestlers, because in order to be fair, they have to take out all the enhancements technology is offering.
Right, right.
So it's weird.
It's a weird one because you go like, what is an enhancement? I mean, the reality is we're all enhanced humans to some extent because most of us would
Yeah.
have been dead because of an infection or something before we were 20. So,
Yep.
at what point? I mean, there was something when I talked about this with the Tech Bandits years ago. I remember them saying like, why don't they have two Olympics? They have an Olympics for just augmentation instead of having a disabilities election or Olympics. Why not just have an enhanced one where you got to use all the technology? And but again, I guess that I don't know. I don't even know how that works. I'm so torn on
Dude,
the sports stuff because like, what do you do with like
I
what do you do with that stuff? I don't. Yeah.
okay. I looked it up this last week.
Mm,
Almost uh like a sci-fi idea. I was like,
mm,
if I have muscular dystrophy,
mm,
and that is a lack of muscle,
mm,
is there a corresponding condition where people have more muscle?
mm.
And I'll be damned it is. I
Yeah.
wish I could remember how to. Evidently, there's a part, of a protein or something in your body
Yeah.
that breaks down muscle, and that's
Wow.
for working out and stuff.
Right.
But these people are on average 10% more muscular and stronger than regular people.
Oh
And
wow.
guess what? There's about as many of them as there are trans folks. But if you notice,
Mm,
we're not excluding people who are extra able.
mm, mm.
It's so weird.
It is odd, isn't it? Yeah, and also, I mean that whole thing. I just don't understand why people, you know,
Why they care?
yeah, why do people care? I don't understand why they care. Is it a religious thing? Are they closeted themselves and just don't want to be facing it? I mean, what's the?
Well, we're reading. I'm almost done with my 1984, right?
Oh, really? Oh, good for you. I've been terrible. I haven't got to it. Yeah.
And they have to have these uh, points of contention where they have rage and
Mm.
hatred for
Oh,
other.
I love
It
it.
doesn't matter who. Yeah,
Isn't
go
it
ahead.
what's the hour of hate or something or
But
the
they got 2 minutes of hate,
2 minutes of hate?
and
That's
but
it.
then they also have hate week
Oh, yeah.
where they really get stuff going. It's like Mardi Gras
Yeah.
for like assholes, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, so I really think that is okay. Trans people have been that for a long time for some reason,
Right. Right.
and
Well, has it
it's
was it?
easy.
But is it? I feel like it was LGBTQ, and then
True.
so I guess trans that is in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
But I feel like trans seems to be something that has become more people are more aware of. I mean, I maybe it's just me, but it wasn't I didn't think of it as such an issue for people because I didn't realize there were that many people who were trans. I mean, or
But they're not that many.
well, that's what I
It's like
mean.
less than, what is it, 1.6%
Well, and it feels
of the
like they always go to
population.
the extreme. Like it's always like, oh God, a 14-year-old decided they wanted to be a male, and then they decided they didn't want to be a male, and oh my God, they're such a mess. And it's like, well,
Right.
I, I mean,
People are
obviously
so dumb.
there should be guidelines, obviously, and I think
I
there's,
mean, okay, they're going to replace your knees one day, right?
I hope
Probably
so. I
tomorrow.
really hope so because mine
Yeah,
is really bad right now.
like when you get up and it sounds like snap, crackle,
It does.
pop,
I
and
wish it sounded like anything. It's like it just won't bend. Yeah.
neat. So, okay, there is more uh, surgery surgery regret
Mm.
in knee replacement, hip replacement, all kinds of other
Really?
things than there is with their trans surgery.
Oh, so forget the knees. I'm just going to become a woman.
I mean, what's good is your
I'll
English,
regret
so
less.
you're already halfway there.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh my God. Should we go to
I'm
the
sorry, I'm
chat? Do you
teasing
want to
you.
see
I'm
any?
teasing you. Chat. Well, I didn't finish on my
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so go ahead. Go.
my take on the whole robot legs is they're missing the point. The stairs aren't really the thing we're trying to conquer.
Mm.
We're trying to conquer separateness. We're
Mm.
trying to conquer isolation. We want people to intermingle.
Mm.
So who knows how long it's going to take to make these robotic legs? And in the interim, we're going to exclude everybody from
Mm.
taking, going to the zoo and going to the museum and being out in public.
Mm.
So that's the goal, is to be in public and be around people and not feel. It's easy to begin feeling extremely weird and alien if you're in your house all the time.
Right. Yeah, and we know
Yeah.
that's not good for people anyways, to be
No.
shut in. But isn't it also, I mean, it's also the idea of just getting it normalized. Like that it's not, you aren't hidden away all
Right.
the time. I mean, the reality is, I guess there's a certain amount, there's some people, I guess I understand, don't want to go out because it's just a pain in the ass and it's too much. I mean, look, I have days like that anyways.
Right.
I mean, I can imagine
Yeah.
some people not wanting to go out, but I love, like, that's one of the things I loved about YouTube. And one of the reasons why I was so fascinated by what Q was doing was because Q was weirdly very social, but in an online sense. I mean,
Right.
that he was doing culinary stuff that able-bodied people wouldn't. I mean, there was too much work for them. So
Right.
I mean, his dad got stuck with a lot of the
His dad,
cooking.
awesome dad.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, because I mean, that's the other thing for me is I found, even just for myself, when I meet people who have, whether they're not, they don't have sight, they don't have hearing or whatever. I mean, it's always really awkward. Like, it's always really hard. And I understand why people would shy away from
Right.
that. It's because you're not used to it. But once you're used to it, like going and saying hi to Joe Strachey on set of C became just like, you
No biggie,
did it
right?
without even thinking about it. But the first time you're like, oh God, what am I, if I don't want to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing or,
Oh,
but better that than not, right? I mean,
yeah. Was there a quota of any sort? Like, how many of the actors had to be blind,
I
or
don't think so. I don't.
were there any blind people except Joe?
Yes, yeah, there were. Yeah, there
Okay.
were. I mean, not. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say that because I don't know about the crew, but there were certainly a lot of a cast that were brought in to be on the show as well. Especially the last season, they were really good. I think they'd established themselves in such a way that they could start bringing more people in.
Gotcha.
So they did a lot of that, which I loved, but that was an eye opener to some extent as well,
Yeah.
because I like working with a woman who I was in wardrobe, I was in hair and makeup with for hours, but and there's a
Hours.
woman there,
Hours.
yeah, literally because of all the freaking makeup.
Your face. Yeah.
But I talked to this woman for a while and was having a chat, and when I talked to her, she looked at me. It was, et cetera, et cetera. And then as we were leaving, she said, "Oh, can I just get your hand for the stairs here?" And I was like, "Oh, I just thought she was being, an actress or something. Was worried about."
Oh, you're being chivalrous.
Yeah, like I had oh, why'd that die? Well, that's weird.
What died? Who died?
Oh, that's so weird. It just sort of glitched out for a second. It just went dark for a second.
Whoa.
And I touched nothing. Just so we
I
know.
touched nothing. It could be a stroke. So look at the
It
upside.
could be someone using a microwave or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it turns out that she couldn't see, but her parents were so worried about her losing her sight that they were really big on, you've got to look at who's talking to you. You can't not look at the people who are talking to you, because that's like a dead giveaway. You know, I don't think necessarily. I don't know whether it was a negative way or a positive way, or how she felt she saw it. But I just thought that was interesting, where it's like this you know, desperately trying to cling to, you know, the normalcy of that, you know. You know, because the reality is, as someone who doesn't see, you want to hear them more than you're not looking to see them. You're trying to get a sense of the hearing, so you tend not to.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was interesting. You know,
You just blew my mind, dude. Because I'm thinking about this, and I have a great deal of discomfort of being fed in public, and this was not given to me or told to me. Well, make sure you look regular when you're, because there's no way I could even fudge it, you know? So I actually don't think I like that idea of look at their face and screw them. It's their fault. They can see. Well, assholes.
So that was another thing that I thought was really interesting, was they're saying how much of this assistive tech is for the people who don't have the disability. Like, we design arms and hands that look like arms and hands. That doesn't mean that's the best thing for them to be using.
Right.
There was a great article written by I think she was an artist as well as a disabled artist of some sort, and she was saying, I got given this beautiful, fantastic, you know, Star Wars hand, but it doesn't quite do what I want it to do. Just give me the eraser on the end, or the hook. The hook worked really well for me, but people don't like the hook because they think, oh, the hook. It's not, you know, oh my God, it's barbaric or whatever. You know what I mean? So I feel like, again, it feels like society is choosing what those assistive techs should be, rather than the people who are using them,
right?
Or at least used to be. I'm hoping that's changing, or maybe not now. Wait a second, in the States, how does that? Yeah, what's happening? So talk to me about America and accessibility. Do you have any scoop on what's happening in that regard?
Well, now we do know that the Department of Education has effectively been shuttered.
And what does that mean exactly? Because they don't.
So,
isn't it a state? I thought the states handled the education.
The way I see it is, back when they decided that we're going to integrate and all of these other things, there were a lot of departments that, like Department of Agriculture, would have taken care of school food,
right,
and all these other things, right? Well, they consolidated that into the Department of Education. And that does a couple things. It gives the federal government leverage that if you're going to accept these federal funds, you now have to accept these federal guidelines, right?
Right.
So,
of course. Okay.
Right. So I think that's why they want to break it up, so that now the guidelines go back to the states. And if you're in Arkansas or Alabama, now we don't have to.
Right.
But I've been seeing so much. Why should one student get $50,000 a year to go to school when my kid only takes $10,000 or $17,000 a year to go to school?
Well, that's like the real estate tax, where you go like, well, my kid's not going to school. Why should I pay a school tax? It's like, well, because you're improving the neighborhood for everybody.
You're living in a society, a-hole.
Yeah, well, that's it. Again, selfishness is not freedom. I think they've equated the two. So the thing that made me very nervous about the education thing was, from my little understanding of it, up here in Canada, or as they would call it, the 51st state.
You guys are the tough guys now, but go ahead.
Yeah, we'll see.
Elbows up, David. Elbows up.
It does worry me a little bit, because I think he might be serious. Anyways, but the point being, that my concern was when he said some of the states will do really well with this, and I'm like, whoa, wait a second. So are we cutting off funding for everybody, or are we choosing who's getting the federal funding stuff? That's what worried me. You get rid of the whole Department of Education, then every state's responsible for that. Fine. I don't like it, but I think it could be done maybe in a little more gradually than that. But, if that's the way the education is going to work, then,
Like, I just saw a state senator, so not a U.S. senator. He was the one bringing up we have parents that love their kids and take care of their kids. Why should they not get as much money as these people with special needs kids? I'm like,
right.
What was the love and care? What are you doing here, asshole? Like, are you saying that if you don't love your kid, that's how they end up disabled?
But
Ugh.
and it's also, I feel like it's this illusion of survival of the fittest, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like because then the reality is all the people who call for this stuff, all the people who go like, yeah, well, why should they get anything? They're the first people to cry foul when they don't get something they want. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, again, freedom, selfishness. If we're a part of a society, we all have to contribute to that society, and we all have to contribute to those laws and the rules that make that society work for everyone. If you want to be if you want to be on your own and do your own thing, then off you go. But you don't get
There you
electricity,
go.
you don't get health, you don't get communications, you don't, you know, that's your and again, that's the survivalist thing. You want to go off and do that. I don't think anyone should be stopped from doing that either. But you know, but that
But
doesn't
if
also
you've
doesn't mean
ever,
you still have to pay tax
and
though. I think, right?
yeah, I think so. Or no, or you gotta be gone, gone. Did
Yeah,
you watch the show Alone ever?
yeah. I loved it. Yeah.
Oh, now those
Well,
people are
until it
your
makes me sick from
perfect.
all the camera moving around.
Right, there is a lot of cameramen,
Yeah, yeah,
especially if there
yeah.
are bear
When they're
noises
running from a
outside.
bear and yeah,
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
but these are the people I think of because they're like, oh, I don't need squat.
Mm,
And when you put a squishy pink human out in the middle of nowhere,
mm-hmm.
they last about 14 days, even though there's a $500,000 on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them just came in because they're lonely.
Well, or they broke their leg, and all of a sudden it's like it's not that easy to deal with that kind of stuff on your
Yeah,
own, right? I
now you're
mean,
screwed. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, and again, I'm not saying we need to put everyone in peril all the time, but I think it's just again,
but they
there's
want them to be in peril.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, the show
I'll tell
does.
you
The
my
show
view.
definitely wants them to be.
Yeah, but
Uh,
society does too.
so society thinks that what if we the potentially you want them in peril, you want it to be difficult for them because then they die out and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Or what's the
No. Okay. So if I am among the business oligarchs, right,
mm, mm,
I want the other guy on his back foot in every leverage situation I can get.
right.
If you have to have a job to survive,
Mm.
right, then you're going to agree to a lot of my demands on your time.
Ha!
You're going to agree a lot to a lot of my
Wow. So
proposals
work as
for a fair
control.
wage. Yes, it's
Yeah,
control.
yeah.
But the problem is they're not thinking secondary at all.
Mm,
They're just thinking of it as a boss hire situation.
mm.
Are you able to get it online? Or there was a Book of the Dead in Chicago. People died like flies in Chicago in the 19 like teens and 20s.
I can't
It
do
might
the
have
I
been.
can't do the computer share yet because I haven't set it up.
Well, I don't want to share it. I just didn't know if you could look it
Oh,
up, but
I can look
it's
stuff
fine.
up. Yeah, I can look stuff up here. Yeah. What's it called?
I think it was a Book of the Dead. It might have been New York or Chicago. Chat might have an idea.
Oh, okay.
Uh, but what it
Collection of
was,
funerally spells intended to guide the deceased through the afterlife. I think is not what you're
no,
looking for.
that's not what I meant.
Thank you,
It,
AI. The Art Institute of Chicago. No.
never mind. It was something like that.
Okay.
And it was just cold cases,
Oh, okay.
cold
All right.
case after cold case after cold case. People being stabbed and
Mm-hmm.
strangled and, throttled. So that's strangled. What's it when you hit somebody with a stick? We'll just say shillelied. So
With a stick?
yeah, and,
Beaten with a
and
stick?
yeah, beaten with a stick.
Yeah.
And what it was when you came to America, then you were in that exact situation. You were, if you didn't get your job right away,
Mm.
you were going to die. So
Right.
then you would either steal,
Mm.
get your job, or
Mm.
die.
Yeah, I
Right.
wonder
So
that the crime issue is an interesting one. I hadn't thought of that before. So
right. So yeah,
you're force people to act like animals. If you treat them like animals, people will act like animals.
right. And are they acting like animals? If as soon as you say yes, people have an instinct to survive,
Mm.
and we want to put them in a constant survival
Mm.
state
Mm.
so that we can get what we want to out of them.
Mm.
Well, you're going to get a lot of outliers who are going to, oh, I don't turn into highway robbers.
Mm.
And, since FedEx can travel down the highway and not worry about that, because really, honestly, in the
Well,
world they want,
here.
FedEx
Yeah.
should have to have armed guards all the time. And,
Interesting. So yeah, so basically by having a society that obeys laws and has a judiciary system and stuff that is allowing these companies to do their business.
And a base law of comfort
Yeah.
for the total population.
Right.
You cannot have them living hand to mouth, starving, and feeling like it's kill or be killed. Because you put people in that situation, they're going to kill.
So
sorry.
But so what is it about us? Because I find this sometimes too, like, when you're in a queue and someone decides to jump in front of you in the queue and stuff, you're like, what does it freaking matter? Like, it just doesn't, who cares? Like, when they're a car ahead and they zoom in front of you to get one ahead or whatever. Like, it makes you so angry, but it doesn't matter. So what is it about us that wants to somehow do better than other people? Like, or to make sure that everyone's getting their fair share and all this crap, right? Because you talk fair share, I mean, where does that start? Does that start at birth? Like, where you're born is not fair, right? It's where you just wherever you turn up. It could be, in my case, I was very lucky, son of a doctor.
Yeah.
Well,
even like, but what are we fair sharing? Like, we have no idea. Like, I keep watching Fox like you, and boy, this argument comes up all the time. Why should rich people, billionaires, pay more than their fair share of taxes? Why do they have to?
We're asking them to pay their fair share, are we not? I thought that
was no, but they're wondering why would a poor guy pay 10% and the rich guy pay 50%, right? And my answer to that is,
you know what I mean? Like,
well, right, they don't even do that, but they have utilized the system, which they complain about, to become billionaires.
Yeah.
Right? They are using the system more than a poor person is. Even if they're not getting food stamps or free lunch or schooling or whatever, they are using the roads and highways to deliver their goods. They're using the police and the military to guard their stocks
and where things. They were born in that society is also dependent on how good the schools are. How good is the police? In some neighborhoods in Toronto, the police are not going to be your friends. In other ones, they're the first people you call when there's a problem. I had a wonderful story with a guy, an actor who I worked with, and he was talking about this incident, and he was the bouncer at a club, and these guys came in, and he said, like, he had to kick them out because I can't remember what they were doing, they were arguing or something. So he kicked them out, and then someone said, oh my God, those guys are they're like gangbanger types, and they're coming back. They're coming back to kill you. And then he saw them coming back towards him. And I was like, why didn't you call the police? And he laughed, and he's like, if I call the police, they're more likely to kill me.
They're going to kill me
than anyone who's going to attack me, because he was a person of color, and But my first instinct was like, what are you, nuts? Call the police. Will you get some help? And he's like, no, that's not how it worked. And he ended up talking his way out of it. It was very Lance Carr, very GimpyG.
Yeah.
But
actually, I always just break down to like say you and I were in that situation. I go, oh yeah, well you wouldn't be talking to me like that if you knew my friend David here is about to kick your ass. Yeah. So that's how that works. Yeah.
That's basically my sisters. That's how my sisters treated me growing up. It's like, yeah, well, my brother will beat you up. I'm like, what? No, I won't. What are you talking about?
Who am I?
I might mess up my hair. Yeah. I feel bad. I haven't got any stories here. Not stories. I haven't got any chat here.
Chat.
Was someone pointed out, I don't know who it was, who said that I may have it wrong on the typewriter. That may be a legend. It may not actually be true.
Cue.
That it was just...
No, it was to keep it from get stuck.
That's what I thought. No. It was to stop the keys from... Not the keys, the stamps that stamped the ink onto stop them from jamming up, wasn't it? The keys, I think it was.
It could be a slight... we'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
I love those kind of shows too, how it works. Mm-hmm. I love that kind of stuff.
Ooh, levitation belt would be awesome, like the Baron from Dune.
Sure.
Organic reputations. Yeah. Oh, you imagine just being like light as air and just floating around like that? That'd be freaking awesome.
Okay, did you ever watch Princess Bride?
I didn't. How many freaking times did I watch it?
Okay, remember when Wesley was put through the death machine?
What?
And like Andre the Giant was carrying him around. His head was flopping around, right?
Yeah.
And so Andre the Giant had to keep pushing his head back up.
Yeah.
And it would just that. If I was levitating, I would be like a two-body problem
Oh my
because my
God.
head would be flopping around in a circle, and then
Right.
my body would be going. I'm sure we'd have some kind of mishap.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So, look, I mean, I suppose eventually we'll all have, some kind of implant or something that we can stick on our head and we just go and do whatever we want and it'll feel like we're
Sure.
doing it. Well, that's an interesting point. So if you get to the point where VR is so good that it feels like you're running and moving and walking and all that kind of stuff, then we're
I'm not coming back out,
yeah, I
but
was
go
going to
ahead.
say, I'm not sure there are many people who would. That's very
But
Matrix, isn't it? It's very Matrix.
yeah, but until then, we should really be nice to each other and like have empathy. I don't get this whole conservative idea. When did this happen? When did the conservative position become no empathy? Do not empathize. That's
It's so weird
communism.
because I know conservatives and I grew up with them and they're good people. They're people again. I think we want to make a distinction here. I think there's a difference between conservatives and the attempt at the basically the techno bro coup that's happening right now. Like that this
Right.
like this feels more like the rise of fascism than that ever it just but again I don't want to just put it in the laps of the conservatives or the Republicans. I feel like this is being made possible by the governing system in general. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I was
My
shocked.
my interest
Yeah.
is my interest in this though is when Trump brought his complete disregard for others.
Hmm.
He captured the Republican Party in no time at
I
all.
know. I know.
If you
That's
remember,
what's yeah.
yeah,
Well, he
before he
weeded
came
out
into office,
anyone who had any kind of. This is why I have a hard time
not
with.
his first term, buddy. His first term, we had everybody from Lindsey Graham and
Mm,
Rubio saying he'd be like Hitler but stupid, and
mm, mm.
he's an imbecile.
And then
And
they
as soon as he took over, it was done. They all fell in line, and they believe that stuff now,
well,
or at least they play it like they do.
I think they play it. I think that's exactly it. I think they would stab him in the back as soon as they
Sure,
could. As long again, it's as long as it's useful to someone. I feel like we have created a society where you are you are praised and lauded for being a sociopath because
correct.
you fucked everybody over and you made all that money. It's like a lot of the situations, again, it just comes down to luck, whether that's luck of where you were born or who you were born to, or the luck of being at the right place at the right time for whatever. I'm not saying I don't want to diminish the value of these tech bro people. They've done some amazing things, but the
Sure,
reality is Facebook was a who's hot at college. That's how it freaking started. You know what I mean?
right,
It doesn't take a genius to work that out. You know, um,
right.
and
And as far as I could tell, nothing Elon has was ever his to begin with. He
but
bought in,
But he created the EV market in America. I mean, like that, it didn't exist.
kind of.
The big car companies weren't doing it. He did
The
it
company existed, though, right?
in a form,
Tesla
yeah.
existed.
But do you
Well,
think I
no,
don't?
they had a car,
But I don't think it would have taken off the way
but
without him.
so what did he add? Have you ever watched the timeline where you could watch every year him saying from
No,
2016 where he says
no, I
we're
haven't.
going to have full uh what's it called, full
Autonomous?
driving?
Yeah,
Yeah,
full
we'll have
autonomous
full
vehicles.
autonomous
Yeah, yeah.
driving by May of this year.
Mm.
May June, like he's
Every
actually
year. Yeah,
really dialing it in.
yeah.
And then that roadster that they took $250,000
Mm,
from 1,000 people.
mm,
1,000 people put 250,000 down
mm,
for that roadster in 2017,
mm.
and it still hasn't paid off. How he is not just a con man, an Amway salesman, I don't know.
Well, you know what would change? If he was a woman, he'd be in jail.
Oh,
Because
like that
The
Theranos
Theranos
lady?
woman
Yeah.
did exactly the same thing. I mean, the way a
Yeah,
lot of these
yeah.
look at the stories, look at the sort of those sort of legendary stories of Bill Gates and stuff, where it's like his stuff didn't work, so he faked it and got the
Yeah.
contracts and then made it work. It's seen as and I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think you sort of got to fake it till you make it to some extent, anyways. But at the same time, it does feel like that's lauded in certain people and not in others, right? You know, like
Right.
the lying is
Holy
lauded
crap.
when you're dealing with billions, but not when you're dealing with millions or
And
whatever.
if you use your insider information as a man, well, then you're just a smart businessman.
Well, that's
You're
it.
Martha Stewart, you go to fucking
But
jail.
that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't have to feel like
Holy
really
moly.
weird. Like, it just feels like there's a
Yeah.
whole different standard for this. Like, that conniving woman is doing exactly what all the conniving men are doing.
Men are doing.
But again,
I mean, I'm
nothing's.
not saying, yeah, Martha Stewart's probably not a good guy, but,
No, I'm
or a
sure.
good person, yeah.
Judging by every documentary piece I've seen on her, she seems like a really smart businesswoman and thus not a very pleasant person. I
Human.
mean,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
that I don't know. I've never met her, and and there's just opportunists who who sort of float around as well. I mean, look at Snoop Dogg. Like Snoop's like, all right, fine, Trump's in power now. Great, I'll go support him. Whatever, I mean, like
Yeah.
it's but again, that's almost seen as a plus too, because you go like, well, you got to do it because it's business. You don't want to. What can you do? If you tell him to go f himself, then your company's going under. They're not
Yeah.
wrong right now about that.
Wow.
What is your duty to shareholders? I mean, look at the guy who's running Apple. What's his
Oh,
name?
that all died,
Tim
though.
Apple,
But
whatever
go
his name
ahead.
is. He's just there. He's there bending a knee because he knows that that's the best thing to do for his stock, right?
Did you see what the, oh my gosh, dude, this is bigger. It seems odd, but it is bigger.
Hmm.
A giant law firm that was defending the FBI agents that went after
Oh
Trump.
yeah, what happened there?
Because, well, okay, this giant law firm, Trump actually declared them persona non grata as far as
Hmm.
like they're a risk to national security there. And this is a huge law firm that did tons of pro bono,
Hmm.
but actually protected people. It was a big company. It
Really?
actually has, uh, how there's senior partners and junior partners.
Yeah.
There are ex AGs, attorney generals for states and things.
Oh wow.
There are junior those.
Hmm.
So it's a huge, prestigious law firm.
Hmm.
And they went ahead and said, well, okay, fine. We'll give President Trump pro bono, $40 million in pro bono work for any issue he has. You can't, that is exactly what happened 80 years ago or 90 years ago now.
Hmm.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean
It's sickening.
that's the concern. Is what someone was saying that I can't remember what it was. It was I think it was someone turned him down for some kind of a loan or something, and now he's basically look. It's absolute vengeance. There's vengeance involved
Yeah.
here. He is it's petty. But it's also terrifying because, what's to say? Like, okay, I'm an American citizen, so there's nothing. Well, at this point, there's nothing he can do. If I want to come and go to America and say bad things about him, they have to let me. But
Wouldn't
if
that
you
make you a double agent, bro?
or triple agent because I'm British as well.
Oh my
But what
God.
about? Well, that's the next thing is. So he goes, okay, you got to if you're. So he brings back the you've got to be American, right?
Right.
So you can be American, you got to get rid of all your other passports. What passport am I throwing away right now? I think it would probably have to be America. Like I don't know
Right.
what I would, or like Jesus. I mean, like that's the kind of stuff that just terrifies me. Is I go like if he goes like, oh my God, people are leaving America in droves because they don't like his politics. Great, anyone who leaves the states, we take your bank accounts, we take your what. I mean, there's just so many things that could be done here that are terrifying.
Have you seen what Europe did? It's very nice.
What's
They're
it?
offering an amnesty, or not amnesty because they're not in trouble.
Hmm.
They're offering all of our scientists who are currently not, that were fired from the government and or getting their financing
Hmm.
frozen. They
Hmm.
say, hey, come here. We'll pay you, and
Why
you
isn't
can.
Canada doing that? Canada should do that. We're just like
Canada
we're a
should do
hop,
that,
skip, and a jump away.
right?
And we got some
Canada.
great universities. What do you guys don't? I mean, well, Europe, of course. I'd rather croissants in France, and like I mean,
Yeah,
like
but
so.
you're right there. You're right. You should come up with a slogan. Canada, we're like America without the
Yeah,
fascism.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really what's so funny about him talking about Canada becoming America is that Canada is defined on not being America. Like I would say that the first
yes,
thing most Canadians will say about being Canadian is that they're not American.
we're not America.
You know, should we do some chat stuff?
I would love to see some chats.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. Do you have your screen up? Do you have your chat screen?
My nephew wasn't here, so he didn't get me set up.
Bastard. Okay.
Bastard.
What a sec. We got. So I'm just going to go back a little way here. Nixie says robot legs would be no use to me. I use a wheelchair because of pain and exhaustion, et cetera, so I couldn't use them if they gave them to me. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and again, disability isn't one thing, right? And there's also you could have multiple disabilities as well, which is a whole other thing, right?
I would say that, and that adds another depth to what we were talking about. Is it until the last person who needs them gets robo legs that we're going to forego infrastructure adaptations, like accessibility? Or
it's just such an ignorant thing to say. Really,
it is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
A little bit of like, well, why don't they eat cake? You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know what I mean? You're right.
But I will say this: that is exactly my mentality when I first got into exploring the disability side of stuff. I really thought this was an engineering problem, and that I was going to be the person who's going to put the people together and make this stuff happen. Whether they wanted it or not.
Well, you're not wrong. It's just the idea of foregoing one for the other. Make sure everybody's integrated as much as possible, and try to give them independence. Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't know. I keep. But it's also, I think it's an engineering arrogance as well, where I think everyone wants to be the person who solves the problem. So there's a billion different solutions. No one's working together or working on other people's stuff. They're just, so many people are just focused on their solution to this problem. And again, I guess maybe that's just the commercialization side of it, the idea that it's got to be a capitalist endeavor and stuff.
It's got to.
Yeah.
I would hope, can't there be carbon tax for accessibility tech? You know what I mean? Like, if your company does 90%.
Not now.
Well, yeah. You got rid of that in Canada, right?
We don't have. I think they got rid of the carbon tax. Yeah, I was thinking for you guys though. There's all the funding for any of this stuff is at least
gone.
Frozen at this point.
Yeah,
if not gone. Yeah, I mean it's extraordinary to watch a bunch of white men sitting around a table, basically carving up the world, and not doing it particularly. I mean, they talk about this Department of Efficiency and stuff, and then you go and leak an entire war plan on a freaking signal chat.
Oh my God! Go ahead and find some people to talk to, and we will talk about this.
Yeah, that was extraordinary.
Okay, so yeah, we're talking about.
If I was him, I would be terrified. I'd be absolutely freaking terrified because they will do everything they possibly can to make that his fault. Is my guess.
He who?
The reporter who was on that chat by accident.
Oh, they're gonna try. They're gonna say he's a double agent, and he's actually. They can't say he works for Russia because evidently we love Russia now. Nixie, so I guess he's a Ukrainian.
Oh, is he? Oh, is that what? Oh.
No,
Nixie says, I refuse to hide anything about my disability. Screw the norms if they cannot cope. We prefer the term
Dirty Abes.
We prefer the term Abes, actually, Nixie. Thank you if you don't mind.
Yes. Yeah.
Doesn't this hurt the schools in poor areas or small towns? You mean?
Yes.
So the question is, doesn't it hurt them is that about the education or is that about having to put disability?
Department of Education.
I see. Okay, right. Okay.
First off, they desperately need the money to give, say, an assistant to a kid who needs it or whatever. But the red states that voted Trump actually take more money from the federal government than they put in, which is and the blue states
and they're voted all the way to the bank.
Well, no, but the deal is they don't get that. They're like, okay, I deserve Medicaid, but don't let those other, and I'm just going to tell you what it is, swarthier people. I don't want them getting Medicaid or
they Medicare. Didn't grow up here. Why should they get?
Well, yeah, and they don't get
though. Like, but isn't that what the whole Statue of Liberty thing's about? Like,
that's what it's about. That's why I think France should take it back.
France is saying they want to take it back, which I think is freaking.
I think
hilarious.
So.
Like that's freaking hilarious,
Well, if you think about it, it just has communism written at the bottom. Give us your poor and huddled masses, right?
Yeah.
So, that's just communism.
We can chew them up and spit them out. It doesn't add that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem is with everything is that they say, I think it was a Churchill quote, was like, democracy is the worst form of government, absolutely worst form of government. The problem is everything else is worse, right?
Right.
There's so many problems with this. I would have just thought that given the way the world is now and the way technology is right now, all these technology bros, why aren't they pushing for one person, one vote? Do it from home with your little app or whatever. Like, they're not pushing to make it easier for people to vote.
But you know why, right?
Of course. I mean, because neither of the parties wants to make it easier for the other party to get votes. But the reality is there's people in both of those gaps that aren't being represented, right?
The haves, by the very nature of having stuff, are going to be in the minority, right? They're going to be the top 1%. Well, if you can only guarantee 1% of the vote, you don't want a whole bunch of people voting, right?
Right.
And also you have to take on other issues that you might not care about, like, religion in schools and
stuff.
Abortion.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that's what the conservatives did.
I don't understand that at all, because we don't give a crap about the kids once they're born. I mean, it's
right.
Like,
well, yeah.
Like, I don't get that at all myself.
Every school shooting, they say it's a mental issue, not a guns issue. Okay, then where's all your legislation for mental health?
Yeah.
Right?
Look,
it's nowhere.
We have the same issue here, where we're just like, we're struggling to maintain law and order when it comes to people with mental issues, but there's no support for them. They go to jail, or they die, or they get shot, we don't know what to do with them, because they closed all the psychiatric departments down. There isn't any resources for these people.
Right.
So they're all in the subway, and then we complain about the subway running slowly. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
Okay, what do we got here? Is the book called Murder City? Kaylin Scott says.
Yeah, I think so.
It might be it. Murder City. Do you want me to look it up? I'm looking at it.
But they had in the main New York cop station, they had a big leather-bound tome. Like, so many people got murdered back then that were like a way higher per capita.
I don't know how to say this name, but is Cuidad Juarez and the Global Economy's New Killing Fields? That sounds about right.
Never heard that, though.
So many things. There's just not enough time in the world to read everything. All this good stuff.
But we should read.
I know, we really should. It's true. The rich guy only pays 10% on that amount that the poor guy makes anyway. Elizabeth with a Z says. Police threatened to handcuff a 12-year-old girl I was taking care of because she was not leaving a bus stop. Wow. It's totally illegal.
Wow.
Not supposed to do that. The people got so good at typing the levers all jammed up. That was Thelma. Restream says, congratulations. We've received 100 messages.
Yay.
And I've mentioned maybe 10 of them. My son said he had been in his wheelchair so long he forgot what it feels like to walk. What was that for? What is that really?
Oh, who are you, dear? And it's nice to meet you. Thelma or Selma?
Thelma, T-H. Thelma.
That's my mom, Thelma.
Turkington. Oh, yeah? Really?
That's a very old name.
Government subsidies created the EV market, and Musk saw the opportunity to leverage that.
Right, and then he has no compunction about lying or over-promising and then under-delivering.
And getting rid of those sanctions when it's going to help his competitors. I mean, this is the funny thing is that there's this... You don't want the government involved in anything until you want the government involved in making things easier for you.
Right.
And that is, I think, that seems to be the corporate way of doing stuff. You're right, though. I think you keep coming back to this, and I think it's just such a good point. I kind of want to care about other people. I wish I was better at it, frankly. I wish I was better capable of being able to help people. But there's a tendency to sort of to nest and to cocoon and to make sure that you're all covered and the people you love are all looked after. And and if you out of sight, out of mind for everyone else, right?
I've struggled with this on my new views, or at least relatively new views on this kind of stuff. And I wonder, is mine just a touchy-feely thing, and because I know my own pain, that want to be more caring about others' pain? Or is this the logical, rational way to be? And I really tried to get here rational in that my caring about others is actually going to have payoff for me. My taking care of hunger is going to ensure somebody doesn't have to go to some extreme length to provide for their family.
No one's getting shot for dinner.
Right. So for me, being good and caring and empathetic is just a way to make a better society that is safer for all. But these other people don't. They think you're sponging. If you care about other people, that's a weakness.
And it's a different.
You're all about feelings.
But there are whole cultures like that. There are Slavic countries that believe that kindness is weakness because because they're the way that their societies have worked. It was like you couldn't afford to give stuff away. And I think that's a lot of the post-communist states are, if you give something away, then that's weakness. Like the society has forced them to become angry and protective of what little meager things they have. It's like and I think that's the fear with what's happening in the States right now, where I feel like the more we hate each other, the less we're focused on the important stuff, right?
Right.
I mean, it seems silly right now. It seems ridiculous now that 5 or 6 years ago we were arguing about, pronouns and stuff, and now we've removed trans from existence, basically.
Did you see they removed Jackie Robinson from the military? He was in the military, right? And they're very proud of that. That they removed all references to the Tuskegee Airmen because that was inclusion,
right?
Equity.
I feel like they did a search and replace for inclusion or trans. Gay, yeah. I mean, that's why I think they got into trouble with the transgenic mice, was because they saw trans and went, "Whoa, trans! We're getting rid of that." I'm amazing.
Yep.
The Department of Transportation hasn't been.
Oh shit! You're right.
Because they got. Oh my God! We only just want portation.
All roads will go by their birth gender.
Yeah. When Trump said to Zelensky, "This is Mecca DMV." Mecca DMV. That's actually really good. I like that. It's the DMV for Meccas. When Trump said to Zelensky, "Why are you not wearing a suit to the meeting?" was jaw dropping for us in the EU. How detached from reality can one be? The ego of the guy. Well, that wasn't Trump who said that. It was a reporter who was
Marjorie Taylor Greene's significant other.
This is it.
Is the one that said that.
To me, what disgusted me, I get what you're saying, Mecca. I think they were put in that position. The fact that he was put in that position was disgusting. What got me was you should say thank you. I just couldn't get over it. I was like, what is this? This is your Christian, caring for others bullshit. Like this is the we don't want war. It's just about thanking me. Like,
and how come you're not dressed appropriately?
And the dress. Yeah, I loved his response to that.
Maybe someday I return with a better suit than yours.
He said,
or something. Yeah.
He said, I thought
costume.
He said, I'll wear a costume when the war is over.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was like, because this guy, I am revolted by how he's being treated. Absolutely.
There has never been a leader who was at war who went into the White House dressed like he was going to a regular old business meeting. They always have some kind of, if they gotten medals in the army themselves, they wear them. They have to show their people that even though they're out of the country, they still represent.
Yeah, he shows up in a suit and tie. Yeah. He looks like a politician. He's war. He's running a freaking war right now.
And he was a comedian.
I know.
Think about that.
I know. I saw his show. I saw the first couple episodes of his show. He's funny and much younger looking back then. I speak for everyone when I say the world wants to see Dr. Rodney McKay again. That would solve everything, wouldn't it?
It would.
UK loves Canada. Good. Retro and modern. Wait, Lance, are you talking about my Robo Legs thing?
Who said that?
Elizabeth with a Z said, "Are you talking about my robe?"
I didn't know she wanted to be
There you go.
It is her robo legs thing.
Oh,
I didn't know where.
That was her point.
Yeah.
So her point was the robot legs thing?
Well, that was the first 100 words of her 1,000 word stream.
I have to give you more context for that. The professor and everything. Why don't they eat cake phrases popping up here lately too? Yeah, it's true. Mecha TV. Lance, did you read the rest of the email about the robot legs and techno solutionism, etc.?
Yes.
He read it all, Elizabeth. Read it all. All right, we got. Let me see. Damn, I was over here trying to teach educators about debugging, and I missed the RoboLegs discussion. All right, what has got? Yes, education, the thing. What have we got? I'm gonna scroll right down because then I'm a little bit.
Yeah, now we'll catch up
to date. All right, so let's just go with what comes up now. How's this? I'm sure if you wore a suit, they probably would have said so. Said the money that we sent you bought the suit, or the suit wasn't expensive enough. Yeah, it's so true.
Right.
Oh, yep. Where'd you get your suit from?
Oh, living large on our money, aren't you?
I should just blog instead of tormenting Lance. You should definitely post this stuff, Elizabeth. Do you not do that? I'm surprised Elizabeth's not.
I think she'd do great on a Substack because she has got a lot of very good ideas.
Yeah. Do you do that, Elizabeth? Do you have a if not, you should totally do that.
A Substack, do it.
Yeah, Kaylin
you can eventually make money.
Scott says, do a Substack. Although I will say this, do a website and a Substack, because I just feel like it's just another platform that's going to be owned by someone else, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, Substack's going to get taken over by some musky type, and then I just, like, honestly, I would love it if I could stream from my own YouTube, from my own website, that I could blog from my own website, that all of this, like, I try to keep techbandits.org as up to date as possible, because that was the dream of the web, right? Was that you were the distribution channel. You didn't need any of these people, but it's just all these monopolies have taken over again. So,
Yep, it's true.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't, says Dewey 1984. Is that Dewey 1984 because of 1984? Is that what that's about?
Ooh.
Elizabeth Zed says, no, I don't. I just do 10 post long Blue Sky threads and email people I know. Well, that's, you do what you want to do, but if you wanted to share stuff with people, then let us know, and we can point them at Substacks or whatever. All right, Jakarta's got something here.
Yay!
It was a matter of forced humbling. Trump and Vance were. Well, that's a mistake I don't want to make. Oof.
Trump and Lance.
I'm going to call you JD Lance.
JD Lance.
Trump and Vance were trying to make Zelensky look subservient to the U.S. It is like page 50-something of Trump's book. Trump's book or the Project 2025. Have you read that, by the way?
I have it downloaded, and it's 900 pages. So
Jesus God.
No.
Okay, maybe that's a ChatGPT thing. Put it to ChatGPT.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although, does that mean is that going to make ChatGPT biased?
No. It uses overall how people answer questions.
Right. Okay.
So as long as the zeitgeist, I guess, of the world is one way, I don't know. That's weird.
Kaylin Scott says something, but I don't quite understand. I'm certain Trump and co. want the U.S. to be the capital of the want the U.S. to be the capital of the world. I think it's worse than that, Kaylin. I think they think it is.
Already.
Yeah.
De facto.
Yeah. Which again, they're a huge influence on the world. But I mean, Canada's getting wooed by China right now. So is Europe. China and Europe, would be a pretty big force to mess with. And China and Canada, same thing. I think America is doing a terrible job of their terrible diplomacy is going to come back and bite them in the ass, because we're not going to want to do business with you. Like, it's just, and if China steps in, oh my God. Like, I don't love the idea of working with China's, human rights issues and stuff. But at the same time, I'm also watching prisoners being sent home in shackles and their heads shaved and stuff. I ain't exactly looking particularly good on that front either, right?
Well, I don't know if you saw, one of the Venezuelan guys is a kidney surgeon, and they snaked him out of a hospital.
What?
Now that doesn't sound like what are they called? Trace Amigos or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
So he doesn't sound like a gang member. Another one is a makeup artist who's, flamboyantly gay. That doesn't sound like a South American gang guy. He said he's not.
Have we got information on these people? I mean, do we know?
Yes, we've got information on like 3 or 4 of them.
But what about the hundreds of them that are being deported, though? Like, where do we not? We don't know who's going.
We don't. And if you saw the big block-headed toe man, you know how a lot of the evil guys.
Exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the head of ICE, right?
Right, that guy. He said, "Well, did the people they hurt get due process?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" That's why they're bad guys. They don't have due process. But we don't know those. In fact, I would be willing to bet none of those. If those guys were the ones that killed the girl, why are we deporting them? Why aren't we throwing them in prison? Right? So they're literally saying, we're pretty sure they're Venezuelan.
Well,
right? And that's about it.
Wasn't there was a Venezuela? Isn't the guy running Venezuela happy that one of the guys has returned because now he won't blab to the FBI about how they've been doing deals with all these governmental officials?
At the very least, they had a soccer player that when that coup stuff was happening, that America financed, he wanted to get out of Venezuela. And we let him in, and he's got a green card. Green card means you stay here.
That's the problem. See, that's the misnomer on that, because I had a green card for years, and I got a passport because a green card, they can take it at any border they want. It's entirely at their discretion. People think once you've got a green card, you're totally set. That's not true. Once you've got a green card, you're still not an American citizen. You still don't have the rights of an American citizen. They can still take that back. It's never done. It is now, obviously, but that is because I remember being shocked to hear that. My lawyer said, because I said, "Oh, I got the green card, woohoo!" And I made some joke about breaking every law, and he's like, "Well, no, if they can literally, you can go to the border, and they can go, I don't like the look of this guy. I don't trust his motives. We're going to take your green card." They can do that. They can't do that with a passport. I thought that was interesting.
That is fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, the fact
But a passport, go ahead.
No, go.
Well, a passport just indicates your country of origin, right? So if they took your passport
of that country.
Yeah.
The green card just means you're allowed to be there and working, right? You're a,
right.
permanent resident or whatever, but you're not
I'd have to look.
And there's a difference. Well, at least, sorry. And again, keep in mind, this is 20 years ago when I got mine. So it's, but I remember that being, maybe I've got it wrong, or maybe I was told something, I was misinformed, but that's what I was told.
Yeah.
This is the problem, is I feel like all of these things have happened between the Republicans and the Democrats. All of these little cracks have formed, and that these guys are weaponizing it. These guys are saying, like, okay, what do we got? Let's use every little trick in the book and get exactly what we want, which is kind of what government should be doing. But I'd rather it was being done for.
They're not even using cracks. They're making their own cracks.
That's true.
I mean, the Congress is. Go ahead.
Have we found out whether he's going to obey court orders or not?
Well, we already know that a court told the 3 airplanes to turn around. And they're arguing that when he was over international waters, the courts have no jurisdiction. And that's just horseshit.
Interesting.
That's like saying, well, we put Roman Polanski. Is that the bad guy? Who was the one that was like a bad director?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like
he raped a
13-year-old.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's like saying, oh, Roman Polanski got across the ocean. Now he's a free. This isn't Lord of the Rings, and the bad guys aren't Nargul, right? Water doesn't, the jurisdiction maintained, especially on American troops and American endeavors. They proved that one of the airplanes hadn't taken off yet. So what they said there was, oh, he just told us. No, they had an excuse. They said, he gave a verbal order, which they don't think it holds. It had to be written. So, and the written one didn't come.
Right.
So it's like, oh my God.
So it's
They're
basically just
breaking.
stonewalling any way you possibly can. And
Right.
then
To me, that's
apologize
breaking.
afterwards, or not apologize afterwards.
Not apologize. Right.
Yeah.
But people are saying, is he following through with uh, uh, orders, legal orders?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, trying to snake around like that, that's a direct.
That's a bad
no,
sign.
they
That's
are
certainly
not.
a bad sign. Yeah. I mean, it's, again, letter of the law stuff, right? I just don't know. I don't know. Like, well, and there's also the fact that I think that's one of the other problems with this. The Democrats need to stop being outraged and start doing something.
I like the Bernie and AOC going around.
Yeah, they're good.
Talking to people.
They're a good combo for sure. I really like her outreach, the stuff that she's doing.
Yes.
I just don't know that it's enough. Like, I feel like we should have shut the government down. I really, like, again, I'm not that I'm pro shutting governments down, but if the reason for not shutting the government down was that Chuck Schumer was worried that they were going to use that as an excuse to shut the government down, that's what they want to do anyways, then I would say, like, that you should have shut it down, because at least you could have had some leverage.
You make them own the shutdown.
That's what they did. That's what they did.
Right.
That's what they did to the Dems, right?
That's what kills me. I almost wish we could clone Mitch McConnell Turtlehead and, like, make him our side, use his evil for good instead of evil. But,
right.
Hey, who knows?
I mean, it has to. Yeah. How do you operate within the letter of the law and still get away with what you're doing? I mean, look, and again, I don't want to both sides this, but I do feel like this is also a Democrat problem as well. Like, I do.
No, I feel so. Yeah. I'm not a Democrat as far as
the chat again, haven't I? Yeah, I don't think. I think I'm probably more classical Republican than I am Democrat, but I think that might be changing, and I may just go full Marxist.
I think I decided to not label myself.
Yeah, I don't have an answer.
I'm rainbow.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me, is they want you to take one color and then draw out your whole perspective in life in that one color. And it's not.
Yeah.
It's like there are all these different foundational philosophies, like consequentialism and all this other crap or somebody say something funny.
Yeah, sorry. Digibrat says Project 2025 is crazy. It's gonna make your ears flap, Lance.
Oh my God.
Flapping ears. There was technically one way to get out of the entire situation and put Trump into a corner. If Zelensky had
Did you say testically? Go ahead.
What? What did I say? Technically.
I believe he said testically.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. There was technically, this is Mecha DMV, by the way, technically one way to get out of the entire situation and to put Trump into a corner. If Zelensky had stood up and kneeled before Trump and said something in the lines, "Please save my people," but Zelensky, as a president of a country, has to maintain a certain level of dignity as a representative. That is what they wanted. And I think, you know what? In hindsight, I think he probably could have done things differently. But at the same time, he's also human. And I think you have to also appear, I think you have to appear strong, do you not? I mean...
Yes. Okay. I learned this. My dad went to school. Somebody was getting bullied, me, that kind of stuff, right? And he went to the vice principal, and the vice principal, and Dad was super nice. I was like, who's this guy? What's Dad doing? He's trying something here. Let's see what he's trying. And that guy got more and more aggressive with Dad. And then Dad, like, puts his hand on his shoulder and shows strength. And all of a sudden, that guy just fell apart. Right. So I do believe sometimes
you do have to show force to some word.
If you don't, they don't respect you. They would have said, "Why even save that guy? He's not worth it." Look what he did. He just begged like a dog in front of us. I just don't think he had a no-win situation, especially because Trump's idea is somehow to acquiesce to what Putin wants.
Yeah. That's the weird thing, is I feel like that narrative keeps coming up. Like, is he reading the internet or something? Like, how is he getting this sense of stuff? All right, the doctor was about pro-Palestine stuff, I think, not gangs, says Liz with the Z. I don't know what that means
Oh,
exactly.
oh, 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 okay.
Um,
No, that was no, he got sent out. The pro-Palestine stuff was the poor kid from Columbia University who
oh,
was
right. He
like,
was protesting.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
oh no, not. I did you see that Trump said uh, protesting at a Tesla lot is terrorism?
Well, that's how. Look, that is 1984 in a T to a T. Absolutely, you
Yeah,
just declare things as. I mean, this is the subtlety. I think this is the talking about using the laws to your the laws and the wording of the laws to your advantage. Is things like when he talks about when he calls when he calls immigrants illegal immigrants terrorists, then he's at war. And as soon as he's at war, there are a whole other measures that he can. There's a whole other level of
right.
control. I mean, he's probably like just dreams of being at war because then everyone has to do the basically he just it's martial law, right? I mean, it's that whole idea that he's going to be able to get away with stuff that he wouldn't have been able to get away with before. And of course, he'll be doing it on Signal, and everyone will know about it. you know.
Right, right, right.
All
Did
right.
we talk about that? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead if you want to. Yeah, yeah, hop in.
Well, I just don't want to wear you out, and I know you have to go early
What
today.
time is it? What is that? I've got. No, I got
I
some
don't
time.
know.
I got some time. Yeah, it's good.
Okay,
No,
so in
tomorrow I
case,
have to go early. That's my. I have to do my. So tomorrow I'm with Stargate Genius with Rob Postuma again, talking about because the 3D prints of Return to Earth.
ooh, that's so
So
cool.
yeah, so I'm talking to him about that. I'm hoping he's also going to show some of his photography because he's got some just beautiful stuff. Like
Neat.
it's like he lives in some kind of a dream world where he goes to work at the most high tech place in the way, and on the way home he takes photos of foxes in their dens and
And
stuff. It's like
squirrels.
and
Yeah,
squirrels and
squirrels.
bats. It's amazing. Anyway, so yeah, I'm doing that, but then I have to go and do a read through of this mistletoe murder stuff. So
Now, don't feel pressure that you have to go to Brazil and get those butt implants, David.
yes, right.
Your
That's what
butt
I
is
need.
fine the way
That's
it
what I
is.
need. I need lips, is what I need. That's what I gotta
I
get done.
don't know what, like, you're like one of those interesting guys who's you're aging in certain areas wonderfully. Your pectoral region,
I have certain.
awesome.
I have certain. Yes, there's certain Dorian Gray areas that will be
Assets,
aging for
right?
everything.
If anybody hasn't watched, well, I can't say. Never mind.
Kaylin
Ooh,
Scott says this is fast becoming their favorite politics podcast.
nice.
Who
Everybody, please tell everybody else that.
really?
Yes,
Uh,
I'm inviting some other politics streamers to
are you
join us. Yes.
really? Okay. Do they talk about big space dicks and stuff as well? Do I have to worry about these things?
Well, they will when I'm done with them. No, they
Sure.
talk about, politics and
Jim the Evo
gross
says
stuff.
that I'm right. I don't care what it's about, but Jim the Evo has said that I'm right about something, so I am very
Oh,
happy about
cool.
that. I think he
That's good
means the
enough.
green card because I think Jim, do you have a green card or do you have or are you passport at this point? Um, it's like how free speech is only the right to criticize the government. What? Lizzie Shabu saying?
Well, free speech at one
Mm.
point, 6 years ago, was I don't have the right to say the R word online. Why are you taking away my free speech? But now they're saying protests are something you should go to jail for.
Mm.
And also, like, there's this
Violent protest if you're wrecking stuff and absolutely,
sure,
I think, but protesting outside of a Tesla is not. You're
no.
that is the right to protest, and as soon as they start taking that away, we need to move like
If you get a
quick and
chance to
swiftly.
see
Yeah.
a politician I have fallen in love with,
Oh,
her name's Jasmine Crockett
okay.
from Texas, and
Jeff.
she's like a Congress lady,
Mm-hmm.
and she's brilliant, but also
She
has
comes up. I type in Jasmine. Up comes Jasmine Crockett.
she has got all the sass.
Really?
I
Okay.
mean, all kinds. She's the one that came up and told uh, Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Mm-hmm.
"How about you put your butch ass bleach blonde something body back, whatever?" Because she was calling her stupid
Right.
because she's like brick,
Oh
right?
wow.
Oh,
Okay.
you just don't understand these things because you're from the hood.
Uh,
Anyway, so she's brilliant, and
interesting.
she
Okay.
she called Musk a basically a Goebbels to Trump's Hitler, or he
Ah.
might actually be the Hitler. And then our Mr. Free Speech Elon said he's going to sue her. And
Hmm.
all the free speech warriors like Cat Turd and
Hmm.
all of these guys on X are like, yeah, sue her into the ground. Sue her. It's like, wow, free speech, guys.
Yeah, they're trying really hard to shut her down, aren't they? By the sound of it.
Yep.
Uh, oh boy.
So
Yeah.
they don't mean free speech. They
So
mean I get to say what I want and you don't.
so it's y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now, Crockett said at a human rights campaign dinner in Los Angeles Saturday. And the only thing hot about him is he's a hot ass mess, honey. Who's he talking about?
Okay, now this is fascinating. They're going to attack her for ableism.
That's it. They're attacking him for ableism because he mocked Texas Governor Greg Abbott for his wheelchair in remarks that circulated online.
Okay, I know a way around this. Oh, thank God I'm here.
Okay.
I'm going to send her a letter and say if she dates me, that would get her totally.
And then that would be harassment. So.
No, I'm getting her out. Don't you know if you have a black friend?
Oh my God.
If you have a black friend, you can't be racist.
Great.
And if you have
you wouldn't
a disabled,
be racist, and she wouldn't be.
It'd be perfect.
That's God.
Union. We'd be the Rainbow Coalition.
But this is so funny because this is what I. Wait a second.
Yes.
He's a Republican, right? Yeah. So.
He's a nasty human.
This is what I don't understand is that if. This is what the Democrats were doing, was eating each other alive by people misspeaking and saying the wrong thing. I mean, this is definitely a jab, and I expect the Democrats to come after her for it. I don't expect the Republicans to come after it. They've got a president who has openly mocked people with disabilities.
Right, and there is a difference between that and then. Yeah, and grab them by the hoo-ha.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, first off, if somebody called me little Mr. Hot Wheels down there, I'd be like, "Why, thank you," right? But second off, we got to keep in touch with what was cancellation. Nobody was thrown in jail. We're talking about the levers of power want to come down on her. Somebody that's the richest man in the world is going to try to sue her into oblivion.
Is that what he's doing?
Well, that's what he said he's going to do. Let's see.
This is his response to everything. This is Trump's response to everything. This is Elon's trust is sue them because he can wear them down in the courts, and he's willing to do that. Like he's just willing to do the court thing every time. Yeah.
Now that's cancellation. 500 Twitter people going, "You suck." Annoying, yeah. Cancellation, not so much.
Again, cancellation isn't the concern. The problem is, I think, is like smearing someone for something they haven't done. That was always the Republicans' concern with that. But in my mind, if you it's not cancellation if you're caught. Then you just got caught, right? If you're acting like an ass or an asshole or whatever it is, a predator or whatever the deal is, and you get caught doing it, that's not being canceled. That's just being caught.
Yeah, that's true.
So she says, at no point did I mention or allude to his condition. So I'm even more appalled that the very people who unequivocally support Trump, a man known for his racially insensitive nicknames and mocking those with disabilities, are now outraged. Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to basically tie her up with name calling really at this point, isn't it?
Just so nobody gets jealous. If James has a problem with his green card, I will marry him too. So that way he doesn't get jealous. Yeah, that's good. See, I'm not.
I don't know if he's got a green card. Actually, James, if you're around, I'd be curious to know what your take on this is. Actually, again, does James now have? This is the other thing that really bothers me, is the fear, is that people aren't saying what they want to say, and I think this is partially caused by the cancellation nonsense before. Again, cancellation, not caught. I want to make a distinction between the two.
Okay.
About like people people making mistakes and then getting like torn to shreds for that.
Right.
That's just that just is disgusting to me. But if when you find out that whatever his name is, Neil Gaiman was being
Gross.
Gross, then that's not, again, that's not, he's not canceled. He's just caught. But I think this is the problem, is that when you live in fear, whether it's a fear of offending the left or a fear of offending the right, that is an infringement on freedom of speech. I mean, whether it's an official thing or not, the reality is I think we've got to be very, very careful that we don't, I see this in schools where schools are worried about getting sued, so they don't want people talking about the Holocaust, or they don't want to debate Palestine and Israel. They don't want to deal with those things that might get them in trouble because someone might say the wrong thing or whatever. I mean, like,
right.
It's really
Did
worrying.
You see the woman who
undead? You got to say undead or
unalive,
or whatever the hell. Undead. That makes you a zombie. Yeah. So that stuff, I just think it's a slippery slope.
There's a teacher in Idaho who had a sign that said, "Everyone's welcome in my classroom." And they forced her. Well, they told her to take it down. For some reason, the principal wouldn't come just take it down or have the janitors. They want to make her take it down.
Again, that's
right. And she said, nope. And they said, well, if it's not taken down by the end of the year, we'll take measures. And she said, okay. And then told the reporters that she's not going to take it down. It's just got all these little hands, cartoon, right? Like, so they got 4 fingers. And a little heart in the center, different colors. And that's it. That's what it says. And it says, no, she's making a political statement with that.
Yeah.
What
Fine. Make a political. Fuck? But again, why can't you make, she's not making a political statement. She's making a human statement. She's making a...
Right. A humanist statement.
Oh, God.
It's killing me. That always made me feel good when I went into a classroom. And you saw the little posters, hang in there, and there's a little kitty hanging on to something. And they, in my day, there was always maybe a cartoon of a kid with a crutch up in the air or a wheelchair. And I saw that wheelchair there and I was like, okay, somebody thought of my position.
Yeah.
And included me in the art. Well, I felt good about that.
And again, even if you don't perceive it, like, even if you don't, like, this was always the thing about learning about Logan's Run years in the future. That perfect world, that perfect sci-fi world was all white. Everyone was blonde hair, blue-eyed. It was like an Aryan society. And of course, I don't see any. It just flows over me because it doesn't affect me. But like some little black kid who's watching that movie is going like, I don't know if I want to be there. That's a really weird world. Or there's no one in a wheelchair. There's no one in this. I like, that's the kind of stuff where you go like, that's, and it's a subtle. That wasn't that subtle, but that is the kind of stuff that I think we want to be aware of. I mean, and if that makes you woke, then I want to bring it on. I mean, that's.
But let's take a guess here. You ready for this? This is a neat game along the exact same lines. From the beginning of our country until Barack Obama was president, there were 2,000 senators and Congress people that existed. How many do you think were black? With the understanding that 13 to 14% of the population is black, so that would be, 280, 300 people.
What is the percentage? Do you know?
I know, but there's a number. It's not a percentage. It's 4. There's been 4. Now, see, if you go by DEI, do you notice nobody complained that when it was all white, obviously everyone there had the skills. Because that was
merit-based.
Right.
That was all merit-based. That's why. I mean, admittedly, Trump was born into a family with millions and millions of dollars, but
and no matter how bad he sucked, he was going to land on his feet because his dad came in and bailed him out and all kinds of neat stuff. I mean, that's who cares?
And even if he didn't bail him out, I mean, that's the thing is, like, I think there's that wonderful, I want the Pulp song, the Common People song, where where it's like, it doesn't matter. You can go and live like the poor all you want. You can't, even if you don't want to, there's still, the reality is there is a warm, loving family, or not, or a cold, horrible family, but whatever,
Yeah.
that have the resources to protect you if they so
Hmm.
choose, right? So, um,
How many governors do you think there have been that are black?
I have no
And
idea.
governors actually go back beyond the founding of the country because there were, not states necessarily, but
Mm,
colonies.
mm,
5. There've been 5.
right.
Now, again, we're saying it wasn't a problem until we got upwards of 4 Congress people.
Mm,
It could be 14. I wish I remember that now.
mm. I'm
It's
sure
4
someone
or
will tell us.
14.
Yeah.
So, let's go 14 just to give them the benefit of the doubt. But there was something about the wording up till Obama took over that really changes it, because it seemed like a lot more Congress people came in that were black
Because
after.
they saw people again, like if you see people
Yes,
who look like you doing the stuff that that you didn't know you could do in some cases. I mean, it's going to make a huge difference.
right. Or
I
it
mean,
was even available to you.
yeah.
A dream you didn't know you wanted to dream.
The question is, how do you do that? How do you do that in a smart way? How do you allow that to happen in a smart way? Without getting into this ridiculous. I mean, I think. Well, potentially we weaponized it. I think potentially it was weaponized for us, if that makes sense. Where we got ourselves all caught up attacking each other about what we'd said and how we said it and all this kind of stuff, and then in doing so, we were, I think, distracted and undermined the very thing we were trying to do. It's like that.
Well,
I don't see color. You know what I mean? That very well
yeah,
meaning.
ooh,
That very, very well meaning. But it's like, no, you don't see color because you're fucking white. That's why.
right.
That's why you're able to not see color, or you think you're not seeing color, or whatever.
Have you seen the studies where if a resume comes in with a ethnic sounding name,
Mm,
like if your first name's Jamal
mm,
or whatever, I mean, those things get discarded first pass through
mm. Yeah. No, there's
the
definitely
lion's share of the time.
there's huge biases in that stuff.
So if they exist, then I contend that we might need to turn the other way and say, well, let's look for qualified people.
Mm,
They're qualified in these other areas
mm.
that haven't gotten a chance because of these innate biases.
Right.
So,
Well,
and that's not a problem.
or training, just training. Like, I mean, okay, so you
Sure.
don't like this. You don't if you don't like the heavy-handed DEI requirements or whatever, then put the money into training so people can get good at it, so that they don't, so that they can, they
And,
have a chance to do this stuff, right?
but that's actually falling into their bullshit that they're not qualified already.
Oh, no, no.
I contend that they're
I'm saying if you're saying that
oh,
it's if they're saying that they have hard, that they can't find
okay.
diverse people to fill these roles, then
Right.
they need to then invest in training so that there is so again,
Well,
that tide rising all boats, right? I mean,
yeah, but we were forgetting they are really, really hardcore racist
yeah,
eugenicists
unless
who
you're trans,
believe,
and if you're trans, then just take that out the.
then forget that
Yeah.
completely. Ugh.
Um, all right. Jim Evo says, I'm not saying anything.
Eh,
Probably
eh.
very wise. Um,
Wait, you didn't say flattered?
uh,
James, I said I would marry you, Boot. Dude, if you need, you know what? I'll call you Boot. I
Hi,
said I'd marry
Acadia.
you, Boot.
Hey, Acadia says, are you kidding? People get doxxed for speaking their opinions online anymore.
Yeah,
They don't, or they do?
I
Yeah,
don't
people
know.
get doxxed all the time. I mean, I think that's, um, I got to be honest. I think privacy is over. I think we're done. I don't think there's any way
Yeah,
around it anymore. I mean, basically everyone's social security number has been taken by various different places. Partially again because there were not laws in place to stop people from using. Like, it was not against the law to gather social security numbers and addresses and as much information as you possibly could about people, and they got hacked, and now everyone's social security number is out there. So, so we need to come up with a different system for that. But I've got a deadly citrus 68. This is an interesting one for me.
Okay. Yeah, for you. Oh,
I
for
am
you.
personally
Nice.
torn for the first time in my life on Canadian politics. I have always
Whoa.
voted federally and provincially. Uh, so, was that it? Oh, so apparently, yeah, and apparently went on to say that I guess I distracted them with the Logan's Run thing because apparently 37 is when they were all killed at 37.
Oh, I thought it
Um,
was 35. Go ahead.
so we have an election coming up here as well, right? We've got the shortest
Right.
turnaround on an election.
April 23rd,
Yeah,
something
something
like
like
that.
that. Yeah, it's really quick, and there was concern from the left when the right our conservatives were it looked like a shoe-in when Trudeau was in power. Now Trudeau
Right.
stepped down. They got this Mark Carney guy in who used to run the Bank of England. He's in there, and they're now thinking they're in a better situation. But I get nervous because first off, I think our conservatives are a different conservative. Although I think there are certain Trumpish elements to this Poilievre
Yeah.
guy by the sound of it. But I don't know an awful lot about honestly either of them. I'm kind of bad. I listen to the
Did you see
BBC
the
every morning. So
approval?
no, what is the
Look up
approval?
look up the approval graph for
Okay.
what was it? The lit. What do you? What was Trudeau?
He was a liberal,
And what's the other dude?
conservative.
Are they? Is that actually the name of it? Conservative?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They're
If
called
you
the
look,
progressive conservatives, I think is what they're called.
an absolutely amazing thing happened. Like the conservatives were gaining huge uh, poll numbers, and then it just completely altered when Trump
Trump, yeah,
attacked Canada.
yeah. So
And
liberals,
they
according to six
but
hours ago, they hold a 6 point lead over the conservatives.
that's massive considering they had like an 18-point deficit or a 30-point
Yeah,
deficit,
yeah, yeah. That is
depending
wild.
on how you want to look at it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the Trump effect is gonna hit so many different things, so many different things. I don't know
Yeah.
why he's said that he would prefer uh, a liberal a liberal prime minister for in Canada. Trump said that
That's what Trump, because
apparently
that's not what he wants,
because that's
right?
not what he wants. That's literally Putin's playbook, where Putin says, "I want Biden to win before the elections."
Right.
So I
So,
feel
yeah.
like I feel like he's gonna get along better with, well, maybe not get along with, but I feel like Poilievre was probably more pro-Trump. But I get nervous because this is what I heard. This is the same stuff I heard when we were voting, because I can vote in America as well. When we were voting in our elections there, because I heard, oh, Kamala's taken over. We don't have to worry about the Biden stuff anymore. This is great. There was this huge swell of interest in the Dems again, and I think they let their guard down again. And I think they did a lot of
Yeah.
eye rolling, and oh my God, can you believe this guy? And it's like, people do. So,
Can somebody mark this down for me?
mm,
We could talk about this. This is a little more weedsy than I usually
mm,
would go,
mm,
but okay, I'll go into it more later. But I honestly feel as though they got told by the what are the people who are like handlers?
mm.
The Anyway, the people who tell people how to get elected, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They said, "Oh no, you're going too far left, too far left," and
Mm.
so they had to get in Dick Cheney's daughter, Lynn Cheney,
Oh
and
my God, yeah.
and Mark Cuban was talking on behalf of Kamala, and
They're playing by the rules again, and the
yep,
rules have changed. There are no rules like that anymore.
and and then the Democrats also tried to lean into the immigration thing, and it's
Mm,
like
mm.
somebody said, trying to go against the Republican on strength of your immigration
Policy.
stance
Yeah.
is like trying to out eat Joey Chestnut. They'll eat all that
Yes.
and you too at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah, and
So
I think it's, and again, there's this horrible tendency that the Dems have to be a little condescending, or very
mm,
condescending, and arrogant. There's an arrogance to it, that there's and again, I understand it to some extent, where you go like, what? Who is this babbling orange monkey? Like, you got to be.
yep,
But I saw it with Clinton too, where she was there, and people hated her because she couldn't even. She's like, this guy's a joke. You know,
Because of her emails.
oh my God, don't even start me on that.
It
They
was
were
her
so angry
emails.
about her personal email, and we've just released a signal chat to the Atlantic. Yeah.
800 hours of testimony that she had to sit for her emails. And these douchebags
Yeah.
just did military planning
Yeah.
on their own personal phones across America on Signal. So if they lost their phone in an Uber, or if, say, Russia or some secret agent wanted to pickpocket and took one of their phones, and the reason we know about this is because they accidentally onboarded an Atlantic
Who
writer.
else is on that list? Is it possible there are other people as well? I mean, could you
I'm
imagine
sure
if Al
they got
Jazeera had
Putin's
got
phone
that?
number.
Imagine if Al Jazeera had been the reporter that got that. You know what
Or
I mean?
just,
Or some Russian guy. I think
or maybe they're contacting Houthi.
I think my chat locked up, so I may have missed some stuff.
Oh no, chat!
No, I think it's still going. It's just I had to reload my page.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Joe is going to Basingstoke Comic-Con. Oh, good, David Sams. I haven't got an invite on that.
Joe who?
Joe Flanagan. It's another Stargate thing. So there was we had this. I gotta say, I really enjoyed it, though. It was a bit of a flustercluck because there was just too many. There was just a lot of people and stuff going, and a lot of guests and things. But it was just they're lovely people who ran it, and they was all well-meaning. Okay,
nice.
One had a phone in Moscow showing it to Putin. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of what someone didn't really, did they?
I'd have to see that, but yeah.
I'd have to see that too. But that's the fear, isn't it?
Right.
This is why. Remember like Obama was all grumpy because he's like, I like my iPhone, and they made him use a BlackBerry because it was more secure. Turns out it wasn't, by the way. But you know, what do we got? This part of the Christmas is named. This is what happens when liberals are in office. Terrible military and law enforcement leadership. Corin Horn R9 says, this is what happens when liberals are in office. Terrible military and law enforcement leadership. Really? Wait a second. Sorry. Corin Horn. There wasn't.
This might be sarcasm.
These leaks.
Sarcasm.
Must be. Yes, that must be it. It must be sarcasm because I can't imagine after that leak that they can say anything about security on stuff. Anyways, sorry. Listen to us get all worked up. See us? We all got all like.
See, I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right. David Sam says we want you there. Well, David, and anyone who's in England and does want that to happen, just let them know. I'm sure they usually have places you can email and request people, and I'd love to go. I loved it, and it was fun, David. Lance, because you could go and they had all sorts of like booths and stuff of people selling cool stuff. So I was, of course, geeking out and buying little Lego figures and Pokemon cards and all sorts of stuff. So
you're one of those friends that has to explicitly been like invited to a party, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh look, there's a party, David.
Any
come on down.
Not to go to a party, I will take.
They didn't invite me, David. You got to quit being a vulture and start being an eagle. You
that's
go.
Interesting. So Deadly Citrus is saying,
yes,
okay, I'm an eagle. Ka-ta!
Well, you're a vulture now, but you need to be an eagle.
It says, please get Joe on the show with Lance sometime. Joe's got some. Joe is very political. Joe is actually. Cool. I think he's doing a series of Instagram stuff now about politics. But I usually avoid it. I've always avoided it until Lance showed up.
Wasn't he? He was in C, I believe.
He was in C. That's right. Yeah. I blew him up.
You pointed it out at some point. You blew him up. Okay.
No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. Honestly, anything is hackable these days. That's why nuclear missile weapon systems still use 1960s tech. Yeah,
what? Okay, yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
It's all hackable, so why try?
Yeah, exactly. What's the point? Why try?
Might as well use semaphore.
I got 10 minutes. Okay, let's not get sucked into the Stargate stuff too much. As a liberal person, I can only vote for them. Yeah, that's it. But that's the thing, though. I think we don't want yes, totally. We can vote. We lost. Fine. I am completely happy with that. That doesn't mean we can't protest what's going on. We can't speak out about it. You can't just go, shut up, you lost the election. That's not how it works. Certainly,
that's what they want to do. They didn't do that. But
I was going to say the Republicans can't be saying anything about shutting up and accept the election. What is Sam's story about? Oh, don't be sorry, Sam. No, I wasn't saying don't get sucked. That wasn't directed at you. That was just a general. I just know that Lance doesn't know crap all about. Doesn't know anything about Stargate.
I know
He doesn't.
some things.
He doesn't. He just knows
No.
how brilliant I am. That's all. What else?
I know they like telling you stuff about citrus,
So
and you killed a galaxy or something.
I destroyed was actually 2/3 of a galaxy, but yeah.
Okay.
Dave B1149 says that Musk rigged the election. He didn't have to. The elections were all run by money, so he just paid, right? Didn't he? Greatest investment he made.
Yeah.
Really.
Once you make a system that allows all the money free reign,
Yeah.
then the guy with all the money doesn't have to do anything duplicitous. He just dumps money on it and wins.
How is Tesla stock doing, by the way? I'm curious. I just wanted to see what
was it, 245 last I checked?
it's.
What is it now?
287. So a bit of a rally. Yeah. So it's all time high, I guess, or it's
No.
Its 5-year high is no. I'm looking it up.
Oh, okay.
So its record high so far seems to be in the last 5 years seems to be 436, which was December of 2024. It's now
holy shit, 3 months ago,
287. So that is a pretty clear drop. And also, are people? I'd be curious to know if anyone owns a Tesla, because I would be very, very nervous driving a Tesla now. They are just getting They're getting destroyed. I mean, people are setting them on fire and stuff.
Did you see? Okay, people are putting stickers on their Cybertruck that says, "I bought this before Elon was crazy," right?
Yeah,
before I knew he was crazy.
Which I think is smart, but isn't everyone going to put that on there? I mean, eventually you'll go like, yeah.
Here's the funny thing: somebody made a sticker and put it under that sticker. It said "Community Notes." Elon was already known to be crazy when the Cybertruck came out.
Oh God! Oh, the Cybertruck. No one can put a sticker on the freaking Cybertruck. That no. But the original Teslas, I can see that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crunchy granola people who wanted to save the planet, and that was the way to do it. You know.
Yeah.
No, they didn't buy it before. People have known how awful he was since the '90s. There you go, Elizabeth with a Z. She's in there.
Yeah.
We had that here. Tesla's getting vandalized. Yeah, we've had a bunch of them here as well. You know.
Yeah. It's terrible.
I like the idea of people putting Toyota stickers on it.
Yeah, that's cute.
I think I would do that. Like, I think if I was in that situation, I would probably do that. I mean, you don't know how excited I was to order an Uber one day, and a Tesla showed up. I was like, woo! We rented a car for a holiday once, and they didn't have the car we wanted, so they said, well, we have a Tesla. And we were like, sure. We tried the Tesla. We freaking loved that car. Jane had a few arguments with it, but it was because it kept trying to tell her that she was driving off the road.
Oh, she does all the driving.
Doesn't
you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
There's a lot of
I get it.
There's a lot of like fun little features there that you know. Baz loved the fart feature. I loved the fart feature too, actually.
Yeah.
There was kind of a weird disco one that they had where the lights start flashing and the music's playing, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, what else have we got here? Cal. I thought he was okay until that whole submarine cave rescue fiasco.
Yes.
What was he saying about that? What was the deal?
There were, I'm just going to call them Boy Scouts trapped in a cave at the ocean edge.
Yeah.
And so it was filling with water and they couldn't get back out.
Right.
And there was a guy who was an expert at saving people in just such a situation.
Right.
And of course, Elon, who was described as a pigeon CEO, in that he will fly into a place, crap all over, and then fly off.
Is that the term? I like that.
Yeah. So he came in with he's got some kind of submarine that wouldn't fit, didn't work. And the guy said, no, just, I don't care how rich you are, piss off. You're not involved. I'm doing this. Right. Wow. And so then Elon's calling him a pedophile and all these things on his ex. Right.
Whoa. Wait a second. Who's he calling a pedophile?
The rescuer.
He called the guy rescuing the kids, he says, is...
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, now that's... If someone called him that, he'd get sued.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. In fairness, his wealth being started by Daddy Musk's child labor emerald mine. Is that true? I'm not sure that that's...
I've heard
I've heard that before, but I'm not sure that it's actually
his dad
the case.
says it was not Elon's money; it was his to start with.
Mm.
That he was the seed money. His dad's a huge doucheball too,
Oh, really?
but his brother also has acknowledged that. So we'll see.
Interesting. I got excited when I saw my first Cybertruck, but now I see them everywhere around the GTA. Really? You see a lot of them around Toronto? Oh my God, I would not. I mean, look, they're doing a recall anyways, aren't they? Because there's like stainless steel panels are falling off. Someone said that he's going to get a massive. Was it you who's telling me that he thinks they're going to get? Someone was telling me that they think he's going to get military contracts for start using these.
No, he was trying $400 million in Cybertrucks, and now that we know that their panels are glued on, and they fall apart at a good sneeze, that wouldn't be a very good military vehicle.
And they're also not bulletproof like he thought they were.
Right.
That was, my God, that was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
And charging doesn't seem like a real military thing.
Well,
like an 8-hour charge or 4-hour charge.
Well, that's it. So for the first time ever, that Chinese EV company has now overtaken Tesla in their sales. It's like 1.7 billion versus their, I can't remember what it is, or 100 and something 7 million. Or you know what? I'm making up numbers at this point. But anyways, they're ahead, and part of that is because their technology allows for 5-minute charging. So in 5 minutes, you can get like a certain percentage of the battery back up to charge.
Okay, like 20 or something. Okay, yeah.
Well, no, I think it's like something ridiculous. Like in 5 minutes, you can get your 400-kilometer.
Whoa!
Something like crazy like that. Again, who knows? Maybe that's just marketing crap. But
Yeah.
I've only seen one swastika here in Guelph. That's pretty good. The swastika.
I like that.
Yeah. The flashing lights, etc., is the demo mode. That's what it is. It's a full-time job. Thank you very much. Elizabeth with a Z and Cal are agreeing that just what a disgusting human to insult someone while they're trying to rescue children as being.
Yeah.
Okay, so Twitch Guy 2 says, I worked for a director once who would randomly jump into the main code base and make major changes 2 weeks before delivery. The team next to me had to work nights and weekends to correct everything. Ha. So there's your pigeon. There's your pigeon at work.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Crap on everything. Kick back off.
I quite like that term. Talk to an owner of a swastika. He is trying to sell it, but no one wants to buy. Yeah, Dave.
That's true.
Dave 1149. I wonder what, actually, that would be, I'd love to know how many used Teslas there are, right?
Can you take a Tesla and tear it apart?
Well,
do stuff with it?
You know who can is Malventano. Alan Malventano. He's got two that he just cannibalizes for parts and makes them. But I think he just bought a new one because they're so cheap. Used Tesla from $18,000.
Oh.
And how many in stock? 1,395.
Oh no!
Oh my God! What is the latest Tesla? Shop all used Tesla. Oh, you know what? That's some other. I don't know this company, so maybe I'll just go and look them up on something that I do know.
Blue Book.
Is that what people use? What do people use to buy cars now? CarMax.
What's the name?
Auto Trader. What about that?
There you go.
Auto Trader. Let's have a look. Used 2017 Tesla. Great price. $21,000. Well, $21,900. I guess that's basically $22,000.
Yeah,
it still seems pretty expensive.
Aren't you reaching the end of the battery life by then?
I would have thought that would be. Yeah, they're all in the low 20s by the looks of it. But interesting. I want to see how many there are available. It doesn't say. Unfortunately, this doesn't. Oh yeah, 867 results on this one, on the Washington D.C. site. That's just the Washington D.C. site. I don't know why Google seems to think
everybody
I'm in
Washington D.C. lost their job, so they're probably getting resident.
Oh my God, that is so true. All right, if I look up, I'm just curious this would be really fun. This might be a kind of a fun little scrape for my Python to figure out how to to get some numbers on how
Yeah.
many of them are being sold. I don't want to put in a low price. I want to go just see what's about. It does make you feel up. All right, I'll have to figure it out. But I just thought it'd be kind of fun to get a sense of how many. I am sure.
Yeah.
I don't imagine there's a lot of people who go, "Oh, I'm going to go buy a Tesla now so that I can get, I can have a swastika painted on it, or whatever." Again,
Right.
I'm not condoning any of this. I think it's a stupid freaking thing to do to people because they're not the problem. But I think if you want to protest at a Tesla dealer, absolutely. Why the hell not?
Oh my God, Baz is being killed.
Baz is being killed in a video game. I'm guessing.
In a video
I'm
game.
guessing, yeah. I mean,
because he just asked
as
his
a
mom
dad,
for a
I
Tesla.
should probably check, but
Nah.
I think he's fine. Yeah.
No, please.
That's so funny. I'm actually in Toronto, Deadly Citrus. Yeah, I'm not in Vancouver anymore. Vancouver's where we shot Stargate, but no, I am now a Toronto boy.
Isn't that on the other side?
I basically went.
Okay.
It's not the coast, but it's like we're like central Ontario, basically, is where we're at.
I saw that Vancouver, you can buy a modest home for $4.6 million, or a castle in England for slightly less.
Yeah. The problem with the castles, because I of course looked into it.
Of course you did.
The problem with the castles is upkeep, right? Is that you could buy them for nothing because the cost of keeping them going is exorbitant. Is that right? I never get that
but
right.
I could see you standing on the parapet.
Absolutely.
Overlooking your
saying
kingdom.
Harry Potter. Believe me, if the first castle I can get, I'm there. We got married. Jane and I got married in a castle. We got married.
Oh, really?
We got married in Warwick Castle.
Now, would you kill poachers or just give them a stern warning?
I'd set the dogs on them, I think.
Okay, see,
unleash the hounds.
That's what I like about you.
The poachers are about. Unleash the hounds.
You're a moderate. That's what you are.
Yeah. The part about the EV only being able to... What? Where we go? Let's see what it says here. The part about the EV only being able to go 15 minutes was like in October 23, but the electrocution thing was a reference to him claiming that the battery in boats electrocutes people as it sinks.
Okay, they were having a discussion amongst themselves. I just say this remember every frickin' Trump rally he'd say, if there's a shark swimming in the water, and then or else I can get shocked and stand on the battery, I'm going to stay on the battery. Because he thought a battery in water equals electrocution. The dude's mentally idiot. He's an idiot. Well, he understands nothing.
I think that's definitely part of the problem. Cal says to Elizabeth, instinct tells me he's listening to the same DNC consultants who told Harris to get Cheney, etc., in and told Waltz to tone it down. Yeah.
Yes, that's what consultants. Thank you. That's what the consultant class.
That's it. $400,000 to re-roof a chateau, says Ishabu. $400,000.
Yeah, but that's why they call them peasants, because they do work for cheap.
The tangerine taint, says Alamander70. That is an absolutely revoltingly accurate.
That is a GimpyG term, though. I really like that one.
Cal says, I have no idea what the thought process was, but I know for sure that those consultants have not been sacked and are still doing the same thing. It's insane.
Sure.
Well, honestly, I think, maybe I'm just jumping on the bandwagon here, but I feel like Schumer's day has come and gone, and we need somebody who's got a spine, more of a spine on this stuff. He just seems to be making excuses all the time. And I'm like, I don't care whose fault it is at this point. I just want someone to start doing something. I don't know. Again, somebody do something to help somebody. I don't know what exactly it is at this point. I just feel like we should be doing something. Rather than running around going, clutching our pearls and going, oh dear, it's all.
I feel like if we can get a following, which is what I'm going to work towards, we're going to be doing our part, getting people to think more with more empathy and compassion, and that's just as tough and just as badass as being a selfish twat.
Well, this is it. I mean, what if we had an unselfish twat? Like, what if we had someone who was doing
Oh,
this and was actually made things better? The concern I
yeah,
have, and I think that this is the problem with us, lily-livered Dems, is not that we're Dems. I mean, sorry, progressives maybe, or whatever the term
yeah,
would be.
yeah, yeah,
Humans. Is that
yeah.
the problem is that we worry that, by taking too much control, we run the risk of becoming a dictator, or that we run the risk of that kind of stuff.
Right.
I think when you're faced with this kind of stuff and you're trying to choose between, again, the best form of government, I feel like, well, that's interesting. I'm actually now, as I say it, I'm rethinking that, because I go like, is it possible? Is this happening because the Dems were so overreaching in what they were doing?
Overreaching?
Well, somewhat.
No. In what manner?
Well, I mean, just like, the fact that, the fact that was DEI, for example, was DEI too in your face and restrictive, and that's what pissed everyone off. Is that what's the
No.
no?
And I say this because what was the buzzword before DEI? Critical race theory, right?
Right.
These guys are just looking to wedge. They would take anything. If the Democrats said, "Do you want fries with that?" They would turn, what would that be? FWT,
Right.
right? So have you heard about FWT, fries with that? They're trying to say you're fat, bro.
Right.
They're saying you're fat.
Right.
So they're taking anything they can, making it an insult, and then dividing attention away from actual policy.
I agree. I feel like when you see how absolutely powerless and useless the Democrats are right now,
yes,
it makes me. I go like, I'm not sure I want them running things either at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm with you. We need somebody who will stand up.
What alternative do we have? What's going to be the next step? It's going to be Joe Rogan next. He's going to run for freaking president. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Or it's going to be or it's going to be Andrew Tate or something. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like,
well, that would be the right. And I want Jasmine Crockett with like a sword and really cool Valkyrie outfit,
and married,
and then
well,
well, that's just for her good, not mine.
Right.
Because I wanted to get her out of that whole mess with Elon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You could be her Hot Wheels.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, there you go. See?
And we could release the notes that we sent back. Look, I called
you should really. I mean, that's a name change right there. I mean, you could become Hot Wheels. That's like,
look, I call him my darling Hot Wheels.
That's it. Yeah.
Come burn tread with me.
Oh dear God. Okay, let's not go too far.
Like,
we've gone into fantasy world. I think that's it.
I went. Boy, it was
right.
Great too.
What have we got here, dude? Ground Black Pepper says, "Dude, what the f, Mr. President?" What else we got? The worst part of me is Doctor just sitting there. If I was, what the hell's going on here? What am I saying? I'm listening from Vallejo, California, and I agree with everything you are saying. Trump is an orange taint. Oh my God, that's caught on. That's definitely caught on. A spineless twat. I also agree about Schumer being spineless twat. Keep spreading the word. Oh, thank you, Marlette. I mean, again, I just, and Christiane Unpronounceable was slightly more on the nose, where they're just effing racist, is basically the way.
Yes.
Freedom fries. That's it. I got it before you. Freedom fries. Come to live in Canada. That's true. Elizabeth PTT. It's true. I mean, look, I'm all for us getting the scientists. I always like a few more scientists to talk to. I got a lot of
scientists.
I plan on doing a lot of I'm with Stargate Genius chats, so I need as many scientists, and engineers and stuff as I can get. What we need is a new party, maybe a Stargate related party. Is David getting the hint here? I think if anyone was going to be running, it would be probably Joe, because Joe used to work for the Bush, the first Bush, I think.
Really?
He's a Republican who basically spent a lot of, he was telling me, I don't exactly know the specifics of it, but he was saying something about how he was basically consulting for Democrats who were running to try to tell them how to appeal to conservatives. not conservatives. What are they called? Republicans, basically. So he,
Yeah.
as an ex-Republican or as a still Republican, he was trying to tell them how they could potentially win. You know,
Did you notice that
Lance for
original George
president.
Bush, Lance?
Digi Brat, Lance for president. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I couldn't be president because I wasn't born there.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Now,
I could.
birth circumstance.
I can be knighted though. I'm just saying. If anyone's
Oh, are you kidding me? You're gonna be Jedi Knighted.
Damn
That's what I'll do to you.
Joe Rogan throwing up. All right, the Dr. McKay party. Yeah, I wish, but no, not going to happen. Joe's Australian. Is he?
Sounded American.
Joe's American. He's got to be American, isn't he? Maybe I'm wrong.
Do you remember compassionate conservative? That term?
Well, I always
That
called myself
was-
a bleeding liberal, a bleeding heart Republican.
Well, old Bush senior and junior said we need to be compassionate conservatives, you know, and
Is that what
help
they said?
people, and
Yeah.
that's what they said. So
Right.
I honestly, I know they did actually not so much the dad. I'm okay with the dad, but the son, you know, he said that too, and he was, you know, they were all for disabled programs, and
Were they?
except, well, the one thing that ticks me off, I never partook or anything, but there's a place called Craig Rehabilitation
Right.
Center here in Colorado,
Yeah.
where quadriplegics go to, you know, learn to live in their new body, right?
Right.
And sexuality was a portion of that,
Right.
where they had surrogates to work with the people.
Right.
And the Bush
Like sex
administration,
therapists and stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
said they would cut off all funding if they
Oh.
didn't stop that.
You can't say sex therapy and then say cut off. You have to.
Oh,
that's not
true. That's yeah. Well, that they would cease to fund if, and so they got rid of that. And I learned that from the not therapists, but the psychiatrists and things that
I do
work
not
there.
understand this weird pseudo-Christian anti-sex bullshit. I just where did they think the kids come from?
Right?
The kids that they're saving. You know,
Only David and I's parents have never had sex.
that's it. Only I have an immaculate birth, of course, but
Right, me too.
You know, yeah, exactly. I should run. It's oh god.
Okay.
It's almost is it quarter after? Holy shit, it is.
Holy crap.
God, it's fun talking to you.
It's so fun talking to you, buddy.
Do you have your? Oh, have you got your saying?
Yeah, I'm going to try it. Okay,
you
ready?
try. Okay, ready, go.
Even if you can't move, stand against ignorance. Stand up against cruelty, and for God's sakes, never stand down.
Woohoo!
Boom. Is that better?
It's been much better. It's like, but it's turning into like a speech.
It's a paragraph. Yeah.
What? Here's my question about that. Is
Okay.
never stand down. Does that not seem? That seems a bit. I worry. Does that not sound like never stand down? Like, because but you're the first person to like when you're the first person to admit when you're wrong. Like when you get schooled in something, you're always like, oh, okay, no, that makes sense. I get that. Or I didn't know that. Or like, I mean, you just seem more open to stuff than to say never stand down.
I'm that way intellectually, but when I'm in a fight with, like, say, a school district or something, I'll never see their side of it or
but you still
politics.
try to, because otherwise you wouldn't feel bad
internally.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. That's my only. That's my. You know.
Okay.
It's your saying. You say whatever you want.
How do you say never give up, though? That's what I'm trying to say. It's continue on.
Yeah, I see what you mean, and it's nice with the stand down thing. All right, so can you say it again for me, because I have to hear it 50 times.
Even if you can't move, stand against ignorance, stand up to cruelty, and for God's sakes, never stand down.
I also don't like the God part, but that's just
okay. And please never stand down.
I'm with you.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
No,
wait,
dude,
okay, so
I'm
what
with
if
you,
you don't say the last part? What if you just say let's say the first part? What's the first part?
Okay, even if you can't move, stand against ignorance and stand up to cruelty.
That isn't that enough?
You know what? I like it.
I mean, but you're saying you want. I see what you mean, though. You want something active, but.
I could throw it in. I could figure. What does chat say? Chat.
It's there. Yeah, what does chat say? Yeah. Let's see what they say. Here we go. Perfect, Lance. And bullies. Here's my saying. We're screwed. Twitch guy too. That's mine. Never surrender.
But I like the stand.
No,
continuity.
I know the standing part was that's good. That's please stay safe. Lance, love you, brother. Admire you very much. Yeah. That's Deadly Citrus 68, by the way.
Well, thank you, Deadly.
Apparently you have a brother you didn't know about.
I didn't.
My kid and I have plans to be there in a month or so. I'm nervous about it. Where are you? Oh, in the States? I think if you are at all worried, don't go. Honestly, that's my feeling.
If you're really worried, you can watch the Game Face video. You'll see my house. You come, you knock once, pause, knock 3 times, pause, knock and say, "Yo, Lance," and we'll let you in.
Oh, stand strong. That's good.
Oh.
So how would it go? It would go,
okay, even if you can't move, stand against ignorance, stand up to cruelty, and stand strong.
That's pretty great. That's pretty great. Don't you think?
I like it.
Yeah. But still, what do people say? Never surrender is the part of a quote from Galaxy Quest. Yeah, it's true. That would sound a bit like it. And never surrender. All right. Another meeting about the impacts on education of all this political stuff. Yeah, there's going to be a few of them, Elizabeth, I'm sure. It's rare to find a Lance these days, but in medieval times, guys were named Lance a lot.
Yeah.
Waka, waka, waka. There you go. It's comedy. All right. I hope Trump is stupid enough to join the Commonwealth. Then I can immigrate to Canada without all the bells and whistles. There you go. Not my joke, but I love it. It's yours. It's yours now, Christian. It's Christian unpronounceable. All right, I should get out of here. Okay. I will say, until we geek again, be brave, be kind, be brilliant. And then I ruin it by going cheerio.
Until we geek again.
Huzzah! Huzzah! That's always it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Wonderful chat. Join us again next week. And tomorrow, if you want some I'm with Stargate Genius, I'm starting that, I think, around 11 a.m. tomorrow. So
make sure good chat. You get email of awesome awesomeness.
Oh, the email of awesome awesomeness. Yes. Go to techbandits.org. Where are we sending people for you, Lance?
I looked. I think I have more Twitter or Twitch subscribers than you.
Good.
I think I've got 14,000.
Well, then
you've got 11.
Go and follow. Yeah. Go and follow him then.
So I'm GimpyG.
Okay.
GimpyG on Twitch, and there might be times because David's important and make sure. Yeah.
No, you just have to earn a living.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. So you can't do free stuff.
My merit based, because
right.
My merit stuff that gets me cast as old white guys because weirdly, I'm just the best person at playing old white guys.
Old crusty white guy.
Exactly. We just lost it again. That's so weird. It's so weird. We just had another glitch.
Is it gone? Are they gone?
I'm going to go check and see if anyone's using the microwave because my suspicion is that there may be something electrical going on here.
Wait, are you wired right now or wireless?
We are wired. I got the Ethernet cable.
Why would a microwave have anything to do with it?
I used to do that in Point Roberts. I used to whatever you turned on the microwave, it would just screw up everything electrical. I think it has something to do like there's like a feedback in the line or something. I don't know what it is.
Are we off air?
No. We're still on there. Yeah.
Okay, then everybody, tell David he has to put his sponsorships and everything out there so you can go buy stuff from Amazon because I want him all for us. None of this acting dribble. Right. We must conquer politics.
That's it. Could you imagine having I cannot think of anything cooler than having just a daily podcast thing. I'm so jealous of that Rogan guy because just having an empire like that where you literally just have people come in and we just talk, it's just, I don't know, it's fun.
It would be epic.
Yeah, it would be
I'll wait till we're off air.
An epic.
I'll tell you other things.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Email Lance. Deadly Citrus says, do you have an email? I
have an email, gimpy_god@yahoo.com. I know it's Yahoo.
I can't. Every time you say it, I go, ugh. hack me. It's basically
I shouldn't have said
it's
that
hack me.
one.
You know,
Oh well.
that's fine. Look, that's a beautiful thing about emails. You can always just like filter it out, right? If there's a problem.
Change it. Yeah.
So, do a daily podcast. I'll never get anything done because I'll be too distracted. Yeah, perfect. That's our goal is to make
Nice.
yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to like and subscribe
Oh my god,
if
Cal still has a
you
hot
want
mail.
us to do that. See, and she's shipping with it.
She is. It's true. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you all. Talk to you
Bye.
soon. See you soon. Cheerio. All right. And then let me see how I stop this.